Right, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, before we get started, we want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh.
Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash.
All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right, peace and safety to all the sincere occupants out here pushing this word and truth and in all sincerity, all right? So we out here again, another camp day. We're just going to get straight to it. Let's go ahead and start at 2nd Esdras 15.
This is 2nd Esdras 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Yeah, the words of prophecy. That's what it's all about. Get Revelation 19:10. It's all about prophecy at this point, That's the main focus on the planet Earth right now. Everybody has questions and everybody wants answers. But the only answers that people are going to find is the prophecies of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah. Go ahead.
Revelations 19:10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, what's the testimony of Yahweh Shai? Read on.
Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
The spirit of prophecy. So this whole thing is about prophecy. The reason why we're out here is prophetic. The reason why we're not going to be out here soon is prophetic. All right, the things that's coming on, things that are happening to the world is all prophetic. Okay, and we have to be in the spirit of going along with that. All right, trusting in the spirit. Now going back to 2nd Esdras.
All right, come. This is 2nd Esdras 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
Yeah, we're the mouthpieces of the Lord. Keep going.
And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Yeah, the paper is the book, the Bible, Biblios. All right, keep going.
Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee.
Yeah, fear not the imagination of who? The elite. Leave it to the elite. They have all types of weapons and disease and things that they have set up to do what? Come against us. Matter of fact, in Isaiah 54:19. That's the black woman scripture. Hey, is it 54:19? No weapons formed. Yeah, 54:19. No.
Oh, 17.
17. Okay.
This is Isaiah chapter 54, verse 17. No weapon that is formed against me shall prosper.
Yeah, that's not talking about your manager at TJ Maxx. Maybe that's the black woman scripture right there. No, that's talking about those imaginations. Esau got this idea, the so-called white man through his elite, that they're going to just do all types of manner of evil towards us. That's why we don't fear their imagination. They think they're just going to drop, at the end of it all, they're going to drop some nuclear weapon and destroy us all. That's a vain imagination. And we're going to grab them up and we're going to beat them up and do all that. Man, you can't do shit to us unless the Most High ordained it to happen, man.
That's right. Romans 13:1.
Romans 13:1. All right. What you was going to get? Yeah, something? All right. Finish this off first and we'll go back to that.
And every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn.
Oh, judgment they shall be condemned in. These elite, they have all these things. They speak all manners of evil towards us. They think they're going to win. But these so-called white people, your time is up, man.
That's right.
Your time's up from the elite all the way down to you trailer park trash, hoarding ass Edomites, man. Your time is up. It's time to wake up. Keep going.
This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord.
Yeah, so no weapon form, no weapon, no missile, no robot, no disease, none of that. You already tried it, Esau. You had a vain. Matter of fact, go to Psalms 2:1. You had that vain thought where you like, oh, I'm gonna get rid of all the Native Americans.
Smallpox.
With smallpox, you had that imagination, but it didn't work. You thought you were gonna get rid of Reuben. It didn't work. Ephraim, you thought you were gonna go down to Hispaniola and all those different islands and completely lay waste those nations. It didn't work. Those were part of your imaginations, your thoughts. It didn't work. So if it didn't work then, how's it gonna work now? When the Lord is with us, man, he's raising us up.
That's right.
Read Psalms, the 2nd chapter.
This is Psalms 2:1. Why do the why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing?
It's empty. We shouldn't fear this devil. It's all empty. It's not real.
God.
He's Wile E. Coyote. He has all these thoughts, all these blueprints, all this paperwork and shit.
Fucking brainiac.
He's a brainiac to fail every time.
That's right.
Esau's a loser, man.
God.
You know, goddamn Pinky in the Brain.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
they just spent all their time trying to fucking take over the world, and every scenario
Hey,
fucking failed.
get your ass back in the cage, man. Go ahead, bro.
This 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yeah, ignorant. We don't ignore you. We see you. We see you, okay? We see you a mile away, and we got the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So we see beyond you.
God.
We see your end, Esau. You don't see our end. That's why you're worried. You're making all these motions. You got to cut the goddamn internet off on a day. We ain't trying to cut the internet off. Are we trying to sneak it into some building on Mission Impossible mission with, floating down trying to cut the internet? No. We just regular people like Amos. We just herdsmen, work regular 2-bit jobs, but you scared of us. We ain't scared of you, Esau. Keep going, brother.
Oh, you continue?
If it's any more than that, if not, go back to 2nd Ezra.
I got that. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 15, verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee.
Yeah, don't let the faithfulness trouble you, man.
God.
Because we're in a time now. Well, what does it say in 2 Timothy? The fact that in the last, matter of fact, get that real quick. 2 Timothy 3. 2 Timothy 3 and 1. Don't fear those that don't have faith, man. All right, because they're not supposed to have faith. Ephesians 2 and 8.
God.
Faith is a gift. So it's not given to everybody. Cast not thy pearls. The Lord already gave us the directions. I don't give a damn whether you scoffing at 1 year old or you 110 years old scoffing. It doesn't matter. You're not going to stop my belief. My belief is not dictated, nor should you brothers' belief be dictated on the next person's belief. You got that?
This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of themselves.
That is why are you a lovers of yourself? Because you're losing faith in the fact of believing and loving in something else.
That's right.
This is a love. This is, as a scripture says multiple places, a labor of love. It's a labor for those that are without. Charity. You don't do those things if you don't believe. If you don't believe, you're gonna. It's a YOLO. Me. What I can do for me. I need to survive. This is much bigger than you. Once you get it, it's not about you no more. You eat enough to get on a level, then what do you got to do? Put yourself to the back burner now. To come out and feed the rest of the people. To give the people. It's easy to just sit down at home and just read the scriptures for yourself. And watch the videos for yourself. But it's a whole other thing to feed yourself and then feed somebody else. Go ahead, brother.
This is Ezekiel 3, verse 1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee.
That's right.
Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them.
And speak with my words unto them. So he ate, and then he fed. That's how you do it, man. All right, finish that in 2 Timothy, and then we're going to go back to that Ezra.
2 Timothy 3 and 2. For men shall be lovers of themselves, of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural effect.
And that's what all those of the incredulity are doing. Those are without faith. They are all about themselves, their own belly, their own flesh, their own lust of the eyes.
Yep.
That's how you know we're in the end. Ain't nobody thinking about the other person. Matter of fact, real quick before we go to 2nd Ezra, go to Matthew 24 and Matthew 24. What is it? Is it 22? The wax love of many shall wax cold. 22 and 13, or is it 22 and 14? I always get 22 and 24. Oh, chapter 24. I think chapter 24.
Yeah, I think
it's 24. 24 and 13. 24 and 12. Go out.
All right. This is Matthew 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
The love of many shall wax cold. That's those unfaith, the faithfulness. Because faith is all the believing about not yourself but others. See, we're applying an Easternized way of living in a Westernized way of a Westernized world. This world is all about yourself. In America, it's all about me. But that me spirit is going to get a lot of people put to death. We are about us putting the unit before yourself, putting your brother before yourself, giving your brother. Hey, you might have to give your brother money that you need. Yeah. You know your brother need it, but you know what? This world ain't about to do that. Yeah. This a person in the world will have $1,000 in pocket and will have a problem giving you 100.
Hell yeah. $10.
$10. Now you got to pay me this back, man.
Hell yeah.
What?
Shake it down.
What?
Get you rich.
That's a Westernized way of thinking.
And that's why even we had certain dedication, so to speak. Even Jubilee. You know, you have certain time frames where your debt was actually released to you. You have a particular debt, and at a specific time you will actually be released from your debt. Esau doesn't do that in these times now. Yeah. You know, you might have student loan debt. You have you owe the IRS. You have all this back pay, and they're not just gonna clear the slate. That debt is gonna follow you until the day that you die, man.
Like no statute of limitation.
No, yeah.
But you can commit a crime and it'll be a statute of limitation.
Statute of limitation.
They don't do it with debt. Hell no.
And that type of mentality circulates amongst the common person, and they feel the same way. All right, you owe me. You owe me this. You owe me that. And of course, when you give to somebody, they're supposed to pay you back. But it's just the fact that sometimes some people don't have it, you know?
Well,
but they'll loan you, then they'll put interest on you.
And the law speaks on it. The law says what? If a man can't pay you back, don't worry about it. The Lord will give it back to you.
Yeah.
But that's what does it take to believe that? Faith.
Faith. That's faith.
That's faith. The fact that hey, I'm gonna give this brother this money, whether he gives it back to me, because I'm doing it in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and the Lord will give it back to you. That's faith. Our people don't operate in that aspect. Go ahead, brother.
This is Sirach 29:1. He that is merciful will lend unto his neighbor, and he that strengtheneth his hand keepeth the commandments. Lend to thy neighbor in his time of need, and pay thou thy neighbor again in due season.
Yeah, see, our people, they don't have that type of spirit. But it's all, what do we start off with? It's prophetic. Our people are becoming more and more and more selfish.
If we had that type of system, we wouldn't even need banks, man.
That's right.
You know, really, and you know, scripture speak about not to lend upon usury. So if you had neighbors that actually, you know, like you have these LeBron James, these top actors and multi-millionaires, they don't lend to the common man and just want, you know, retribution in due time. Yeah. They're not loaning a motherfucking thing, man. Because what? They feel like they're in debt. They owe this and that and the other.
You ain't help me.
So yeah, and they feel like nobody. They basically nobody don't own shit.
Yeah,
you know?
bitch, you wasn't with me in the gym. That's their man. That's their mind frame. You know. So again, like how do they do? And then also, what does it say too? Riches gotten by deceit.
Yeah.
So because these people have gotten their riches through deceit, through evil. It's like, man, I ain't giving you do you know what I had to do to get this M?
Right.
I ain't giving you $1 of it because you didn't have to bend over to get it.
Yeah, that Scrooge spirit, man.
You got something? Go ahead, brother.
This is Ecclesiastes of Sirach 29, verse 10. Lose thy money for thy brother and thy friend, and let it not rust under a stone to be lost. I'm 10 on 11. Lay up thy treasure according to the commandments of the Most High, and it shall bring thee more profit than gold.
Damn. See, that's because you have faith. All that faith in the Lord, it'll just double. It'll come back in ways that you can't even imagine. But people don't see it that way. So the hell with them. Now let's go back to 2 Esdras 15.
This is 2 Esdras 15.
Huh?
You'll start 3?
Yeah.
This is 2 Esdras 15, verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Yep.
For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
I see. We was already talking about that. Keep going.
I'm going to tell you 1-5. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Sword, famine, death, and destruction. That's all that you see out here. Sword. Every time you cut on the news, it's like, what was that Jake that got shot by the cops? What was that in Memphis? Yeah. Right? Swiss cheese, like the brother said, man. I think he said he got shot 35 times. Hand. He was a handcuffs too?
Yeah, like the scripture says, in 2 Ezra 16, the Lord's players will not slack. You know, and the scriptures do also speak about the Lord, he ain't gonna hold his tongue no more, you know, against you people. You know, everything, judgment is just gonna increase.
It's just gonna increase, man.
Yep.
You know? Every time you look on it, somebody getting shot by the cops, some type of terroristic attack, pray for here. It's gonna get to the point where these people just gonna have to say, just pray for the world, man. All that individualizing, Sudan and Paris and France. Man, it's just destruction everywhere, man. Keep going.
For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Oh man, what does that make you think of? Revelation 18.
Yep.
The sins of this place have reached the heavens, man. And it's still counting and going, man. Wickedness is still increasing. We haven't seen wickedness in America tap out. We ain't even there yet. It ain't reached its peak yet. You think in your head, you're like, damn, how much worse could this go? The Lord say, my thoughts are not your thoughts. Go ahead, brother.
They had this Republican Texas Tom Wade during the Bush era. He was saying it's going to get to a point in America where bestiality and pedophilia is going to be in the books to be legalized. So like the brother said, we haven't seen wickedness yet to be least in Babylon. People just think it's just about the LGBTQ, but when they legalize them too, hey, you're gonna see more and more wickedness.
Man, yeah, when you start seeing like people walking down the street with their pets and that's their lover.
Oh, fuck.
We haven't experienced that level of wickedness yet. We know it's out there, but this stuff about to be exposed.
Yeah, it's gonna turn up.
It's gonna turn up, man. And you know why it's gonna turn up too? Because see, on the left hand side is losing power.
Yep.
So the left hand side is gonna have to do way more.
They gotta exercise more thrills in the people, man.
Yep.
Because after a while, people start to get
I want to hook
you
it
know,
on, but it may not
basically
work.
lackadaisical. Then they start
I
to
wanna
wake
try
up,
something.
you know. Then they start to want to direct themselves to more potent, so to speak, to things that actually matter. So they're gonna start introducing more bullshit. Now they're finna push legal prostitution in New York.
Yep.
So
They already
what
got
after that?
gambling there.
Yeah, gambling. It's gonna get that much more extreme.
New York already is a state for they have gambling there, legalized gambling there. They have legalized marijuana. You had the president of Mexico, not New Mexico, but Mexico speak on the fact of that he wants to legalize all drugs, man. See, there was no stop on marijuana. Like marijuana was just
That's
it's the gateway. Like how
gateway
everybody was
drug.
saying it was a gateway back in the day. No, that was the government's gateway to push your. Next thing you know, you're gonna have coke dispensaries.
Hey, well, the thing about
Hell no.
well, shoot, these over-the-counter drugs. What do you think that's in them? When you get stuff like benzocaine, or you get certain like drug, like that's extracts of the plant.
Yeah, opioids.
Yeah, opioids. That's
Panties
same
and stuff
thing.
like that. It ain't nothing but heroin.
Yeah,
It's-
when they take you off heroin, they put you on a drug that
prescribed
basically
drugs.
has the same components as heroin in it.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But it's
exactly.
like less. But they say it's more
Exactly.
addictive and it kills you quicker though. It kills
That's
you
what this whole the whole lean thing came about.
Yeah.
Because those Jakes in those different cities was getting addicted to heroin, and their way of getting them off of it was a liquid form of it, less potent, but still the same effect. And lo and behold, niggas is out here addicted to that.
Yep.
Cough sword.
Oh yeah, he died. Yeah, all these niggas, man. Niggas,
Chirac
yeah,
said.
sorry,
But I'ma come-
demon, man. You know, but that's just the world we live in. You think it's just gonna stop there? Man, they gonna legalize all these. This is about to be a sick world, man.
It is a sick already.
And it's already sick. Matter of fact, get Habakkuk 1 and 1 and 4, real quick. And Esau loves it. These so-called white people love it, man, because they're vile beasts, man. I'm gonna say it, man.
I got something.
Okay, that's what they love. They love all this vile shit, man. This is why they want this place, man. Look, this is the inhabitants. This is the owners of this place. Everybody knows it's a white man's world. And look at it. Fags everywhere. Pork shops everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you got all these individuals paying top dollar for sex dolls, man. Artificial vagina. And they're spending
$1,000.
thousands of dollars,
Mm-hmm.
hundreds of thousands of dollars for sex with an actual fucking robot,
A plastic.
a plastic robot.
See, you have sex with a sex doll. You have sex with a dead body too.
Hell yeah.
You would. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. That's a dead. It's basically a spiritless
Body.
body.
This flesh.
It's as close to the flesh as you could get without a spirit.
Without a heartbeat.
That's wicked, man.
That's wicked as hell.
Go ahead, brother.
All right, this is Habakkuk 1 verse 4. Therefore, the law is slack.
Ain't no, the laws of the Lord is not being pushed here in America, man. They are being pushed to the side, man. But it's all for a season, man. So be the biggest homosexuals you can be. This is your time. This is a homosexual world. It's a harlotry world. It's a gluttonous world. This world is gluttonous as hell, man. It's all about consuming pleasure. Use all the drugs you want because there's going to be a time where what? Keep going.
And judgment do it never go forth, for the wicked do it compass about the righteous.
Yeah, but the scriptures say what? The triumph of the hypocrite is only but short, man. So yeah, it has compassed, but not for much longer. It's a wrap for wickedness is becoming played out, man. That's why you got to do all this extra shit, man. You got to do all this. You know what I'm saying? When Jake used to be a time where Jake was just regular, man. T-shirt, jeans, and white sneakers, and a hat. Either you had braids or you had waves.
Yeah. Braids or waves?
Braids or waves. That's it.
I can repeat that for you real
Yeah, go
quick.
ahead, bro.
Come on. This is going to attack that same spirit. This is Isaiah 47. And this is Isaiah 47.
Braids or waves.
And 12. It says, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Right? And that basically goes into the fact that these at least got to use more and more sacrifices for the witchcraft to make it work, because this society's failing. Okay? All right? Babylon is failing, so they have to get more into the enchantments. They got to get, use more witches and warlocks, which is why they just letting Jake just run wild.
Yeah, exercise more perversity.
Yep.
And you know what's so heavy about that? I was talking to somebody. And what is it? Think about your great magicians of old, right? Their last greatest trick was the death of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say it one more time.
These great magicians of the past, they always pushing it. So typically their last trick was the one that killed them.
Oh, well, like Houdini.
Houdini, that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
So Esau, to be in the
Yep,
great
yep.
magi that he is, he's gonna push it too far, and that's gonna be the end of his.
Push it off the cliff.
He's gonna push himself off the cliff. He's gonna have himself bound. He's gonna have himself bound up,
Chained
with
up
chains,
underwater.
Chained
underwater.
up underwater with concrete shoes and a shark on
They
the
ain't gonna know
bottom.
how to get out.
Like all that, man. And his ass is gonna be dead in that water.
Good.
End of Esau.
It was a little bit
Go
more.
ahead, bro.
It says, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels.
You see? Because these counselors, these witches and warlocks, man, they ain't got no power. They had their time. We read it, Habakkuk. The wicked compass. But it's time for the righteous to do what? get that second win in. Oh, we passing you. You got fat, you got lazy, you got content, you got proud. And what did we do? We stayed down. We got stronger. We built up.
It's a tortoise in the air, baby.
It told us in the hair.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's an underdog story right there.
Yep.
That's Israel. Israel stayed down. The Lord raised up the righteous men, and we in our second breath, Esau. But you're gonna tire out, man, because you gotta spend so much time worried about us, worrying about the other people. How can I keep the you a dog chasing his tail, man?
Yep.
You know, keep going.
Yeah, it says, let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and let the real Esau stand up.
Yeah, and what did the scripture say already in Jeremiah the 10th chapter? Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, man. See, you be doing all this extra shit with your probably $1 billion telescopes trying to see all the way out there just to get bugged out.
See something you didn't want to see.
Just you saw something
And hide it.
See? Because you got a lens that you can see, but we just see, oh, look at the moon. You always got a brother in the camp. Man, go check the moon out. What you do? So you poke your head out? Yep. Back to regular schedule. We ain't trying to,
Get a super-sized fucking telescope to see what's out there.
And we in that time. You know, we in that time getting ready for Bohemian Grove, getting ready to light up. That's why they had ordered the extra security. You know?
They finna turn up.
Because in July, it's another eclipse.
Esau's a real freak,
So,
man.
they getting ready to do they freakiness.
Rituals.
The freaks come out at
Trump
night.
gonna be there.
He might be.
And they're gonna be talking shit about us by name.
Right, by name.
Personal. They're gonna have witches calling out. Because they ain't doing all this research on us where they know, like, there was an SPL, whatever, LC, hate groups,
Right.
GMS Atlanta. They know
You
GMS
see-
Atlanta. They know your name.
Yeah, they know your channel. Well, whose channel is GMS in Atlanta?
Like, get them, man. Set up demonic curses on you. Like, damn, I'm flattered. He's at the bottom. Like, damn, y'all got a whole witch designated to me.
Little old me.
A whole coven just for me.
A whole coven for me.
For me?
That's how you gotta look at it, man.
Come. So it says, there are weird in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, and this is the last verse. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves.
The word is the fire.
Yep.
Hey, and it's funny too, as he says, the stargazers, the daily prognosticators, those are the ones that observe the astrological bodies, so to speak,
Each month, yep.
and see the tone of what's going to descend down upon planet Earth. Now you have these financial advisors, you have these individuals that study the market, so they study the tone of it, the same style, because you can look at the money to see what's going to happen to the people. You can look at the economics. You can look at the people itself, the moral culture. All these different things indicate what role is going to lead to a kingdom. Because these individuals, they study previous kingdoms. They study Greece in its glory and in its fall, Rome, Babylon, all these major kingdoms that actually had their apex and had their fall, and they're seeing the same thing is going on in America, man. The exact same thing. And these people aren't stupid, man. These
they follow the trends, the market trends.
Yeah, the market trends.
The analysts.
These analysts.
Yeah, I would take this.
Yeah, that's all it is. These Esau has, to add to your point, they have the 3 city-states that rule the Edomite rulership of through the beast. You have Vatican, which is the religious side, because really people always talk about witchcraft, but really Catholicism is the biggest coven of witches on the planet Earth.
Oh yeah,
that is the biggest coven right there.
They spent millions of dollars, if not billions, on sex scandals alone. It's like, damn, all y'all like the boys? Because it's a spirit that comes with that.
You know why?
It's just like masonry. When you get to a certain level, In order to break that threshold, you have to commit certain acts. You have to go through certain ritualistics to get your degrees up.
You know
So
why?
those top
Two,
Catholic
they
pastors,
use-
those top Catholic pastors, they have to have sex with little boys and little girls in order to get their magic, to get their sorcery.
Sex
control more
magic.
people. Sex magic.
Oh boy, what's his name? The Beast.
Oh,
Aleister Crowley.
yeah, Crowley.
Aleister Crowley. He had he came up with the old OTO, the Order Templar. It's something. And he went into the different the 11 degrees of sexual magic, man. From all of it. That's why, hey, think about on the righteous side, the act of sex creates a whole child.
Hell yeah.
So imagine you take that energy that we use on the righteous side and use it for wickedness.
That's a whole fucking demon.
Creates a whole demon.
Yeah. A little bit more. It says, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm it, nor fire to sit before it. That goes hand in hand with Malachi, 4th chapter, where it says that the fire shall leave them neither root nor branch. It says, verse 15, thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. So even when it comes, because the ones that rule this world are the international bankers, but they also dabble in witchcraft, like I said, the religious left-hand side,
DC ain't nothing but the whole layout of DC is witchcraft.
Hell yeah.
If you look at a sky view of the White House, the whole yard is in the shape of an owl.
Then they got a Persephone on top of the White House, the goddess of the underworld. What the hell is that doing up there?
Why is that there?
Yeah.
right.
Then you got the whole the Washington Monument, which is the phallus, and then the link. What is that? The water. The water.
Oh, the river Styx.
Which is that's the vaginal birth.
Talking about the
Yeah,
reflecting pool.
yeah.
The reflecting pool as above, below. It's all witchcraft, man.
It's
And I think that river Styx would actually have like dead. They would look like dead people actually swimming.
Yeah, in
within
Greek
it.
mythology, right?
Yeah, in Greek mythology.
Yeah.
That river Styx is
Yeah.
full of
River
demons.
Styx, yeah.
And of course, according to Greek
Hades.
mythology, but why the hell is that there? And
Right.
it's the capital of the kingdom that we live in.
Right.
So it trickles on down to the other cities.
It says, thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee.
Yeah,
So
'cause
when, what I want to say, so when this society goes down, and the missiles are launched and the economy crashes, all the people that were around, because the merchants are the one that they the one that puts the business of Babylon the Great and around the world to keep the society going.
Like Alex the Coppersmith? Who was it, the Coppersmith?
It was Alexander the Coppersmith.
Alexander.
Yeah. But as far as Esau is concerned, these big fortune companies, these Bezoses and these Elon Musk and all these guys, when this destruction happens, they're also going to basically be fucked. Okay, for lack of a better term, they're fucked. Esau's fucked in his witchcraft. This whole society is going to be messed up once the Lord send those missiles.
Yeah, they're gonna tap into that.
And there's
shit.
not going to be no ritual, no money god, no Roman god or witchcraft that they can go to keep themselves up. No ritual, because it's all failing the same way it failed when Moses was
They gonna do it.
in the
These
time of
people-
Egypt.
These people gonna do that shit.
And the serpent swallowed them.
And a goddamn three-headed demon gonna manifest in the living room.
Oh, what the little creature that was running around the lady house?
Oh yeah.
There's gonna be 100 of them.
Like ghosts, looking like
Yeah,
ghost
that's
brothers, man.
What the fuck is that, man?
Oh my God!
Yeah, you did it. You did it, and look what happened, nigga. Go to you got a precept?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay, go to Micah.
This is Micah chapter 5 verse 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that I will cut off thine horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots, and I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds.
Yeah, what are those strongholds? All this bull, all the lies, man.
Say nothing. I ain't got my gun.
That's why I was speaking on that too. I was like, man, we don't even get scoffers no more, man.
Yeah.
When the last time somebody got mad at us for saying the white man's the devil?
People don't get mad at it.
People don't get mad at it. It's 2019. If you don't know the white man's a devil by yet, the white man just got to show you, man.
Oh, but they just came out with that. I think it was a movie or documentary. When they shall see us, something to that degree.
Oh, yeah, Central 5.
Central 5 and shows how the CIA is corrupt. See, Jake, it's starting to become a common thing. Like everybody in your government is corrupt, from the FBI to the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, anything pertaining to these government leaders, they're wicked, man. The top of the food chain, the ones that's actually supposed to control and to actually destroy the drugs, they're taking the drugs and putting them back on the streets. You know? So what does that tell a lot? That tells a lot about the government and who's actually helping these policies grow, or helping this drug, like they have the war on drugs. Who's actually supporting, truly supporting the war on drugs? The government.
Jim Carrey said that. He was like, the war on drugs caused more drugs to go on the streets, and he said the war on terrorism caused more terrorism. He said the next war, let it be on farmers. Man.
All right, be careful, Jim Carrey.
Hey, Jim he's a high level witch too.
Yeah.
Be careful with him.
They say that's what they say. They say he's a top level witch in Hollywood.
They say like a priest, high priest.
He's a high priest of that shit, man. So you know, all that. Even when you got Jim Carrey, he started out as a high level witch.
Oh, you remember he said that Illuminati tongue?
Yep.
Back in the day, what was that like?
That was several years ago when he was on was it on Jim Fallon or one of them?
Jimmy Fallon.
One of them late night shows.
All Seeing Tongue. The All
Jimmy
Seeing
Fallon,
Tongue.
yeah.
All Seeing Tongue and shit.
Yeah.
He knows what time it is, man.
Yeah, we know what's up.
Yeah, keep going.
Verse 12, and I will cut off witchcrafts out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers.
No more of that, man. Because it's going to get to a point where what? The Lord's men are going to be the only ones with the Spirit to do good or evil. That's it. Everything's being confounded, man. Matter of fact, get 2 Corinthians. I think did you read that earlier? 2 Corinthians 11. Spiritual war. It's getting to that point. Most High is just laying all that, man. All, like you said, these people going to try to do. They're going to have to increase it. Ain't gonna be no more sage, you know, and sage and candles. You know, they're gonna have to do some real wild boy shit, man.
Yeah, they gotta open the big boy.
They got to open up they're gonna have to the pentagram in the middle of the floor.
They might have to sacrifice one of the elite members, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, he's like got to sacrifice a Rothschild.
Gotta sacrifice a Rothschild,
Hey,
man. Damn, I love you, man. Hey, losing our power.
We'll bring you back.
Yeah, we'll bring you back.
Big sword to the middle, man. Eat his ass. For real. That little play shit ain't working no more. Yeah.
Get on the pen.
Keep going. You got it in 2 Corinthians? In 2 Corinthians 11 and 3? In 2 Corinthians?
Satan's devices.
No,
10 and 2.
10 and 2. Salaki.
Oh yeah, I was here. All right, this is 2 Corinthians 10 verse 2. But I beseech you that I may not be bold when I am present with that confidence wherewith I think to be bold against some which think of us as if we walked according to the flesh. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
Yeah, this isn't no war between us and the elite, because we are arm wrestling and shooting a fair one. They got their witches going against us in the spirit, and we fighting them in the spirit. All right, it's a battle of spirits, man.
Yeah.
That's all it's ever been. Like I believe it was you had made that point, or a brother had made that point about when you read the scriptures of old times, it was all about fighting. We went to go fight the Philistines, and it was us and the mighty men, and it was a carnal aspect of fighting. But then at the time, what did the Lord have to do? He had to do away with the carnal aspect of us fighting to now spiritual. We still at war. We still fighting the Philistines. We still fighting Amalekites. Yeah. We still fighting the Chaldees, the Persians. We still fighting all these nations, but we're not fighting them with a helmet and armor and marching and shit like that.
Hey, the Philistines, which was a top nation back then, their vibration is still being felt today through Egyptian idols, man. Because the Philistines was really an offshoot of Mizraim, and that Mizraim spirit is still here today. Egypt. Those through these Egyptian idols and things of that nature. So like you said, it's the same fight is still going on to this day, man. It's just spiritual. We don't have to buy a sword. We don't have to buy a gun. You know, we don't have to strap up with armor. It tells you that in Ephesians 6.
See?
Got it.
So the fight is still on, man. You know?
This is. Done. All right, this is 2 Corinthians 10, verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but the mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
Now, what is that in Psalms? You know what it said? The Lord teaches our hands to make war.
Oh, yeah.
Because see, a nigga that we knew of,
Oh yeah. That was the scripture too.
that was his scripture, man.
Back on whooping ass. and
He
taking names.
wanted to use this to whoop ass, man.
Hell yeah.
But we fighting, man. All right, go to Matthew 10. No, Matthew 5.
And of course, at that time,
peace with the sword.
when David was speaking, he wasn't speaking on a physical aspect because he was going to war with those Philistines. He was going to war with many nations, and the Lord was guiding David in the midst of that battle. You know, just like when he fought Goliath, the Most High put the Spirit on him to take down his enemy through carnal means. But that psalm actually upgraded, and it applies to a more spiritual aspect.
That's right. That's right. You got that in Psalms first?
I got yeah. You want the one about today of the war?
Yes.
All right, Psalms 18 and 34. He teaches my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms.
This is our armor, man. This is our fighting tool. Now get that in Matthew real quick.
This is Matthew 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Think not that I come to send peace on earth, but what?
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
But a sword. What's the sword? Matter of fact, real quick, go to Hebrews 4 and 12. So the Lord said he teaches our hands war. What does that mean? Does that mean every brother got to know how to... Listen, I'll admit to you, brothers, I have not been in a physical fight since the 4th grade. All right? I'm not an ass kicker, okay? That's not me.
Not
So
my
if-
lie, goddamn.
You know?
That's why he's going to teach.
That's it. You see what I'm saying?
Hands is through, man.
My hands is through on this side, right? All right, I've got a few scuffles at camp, but as far as like literally my own shit, it's been the 4th grade, okay? I don't know jujitsu. I'm not a boxer.
Muay Thai and all
I
that.
don't know Muay
I
Thai.
gotta
If
kill a
that's
man
the case,
with my
I'm
pen.
through. All right? But the Lord taught me another way to fight. That's with the spirit.
But that's more powerful too, because you rely solely on the spirit of Yahweh Shemal Shah. Because you got certain men that put their hands in multiple pots, thinking that that's gonna be ways they survive. They get into survivalism, they get into martial arts, they get into prepping, and they basically stretch themselves thin. Man. Now it's good to actually know a few things, you know. But of course, at the end of the day, it's not gonna get you nowhere.
Yeah, you ain't gonna Brazilian jiu-jitsu your way into a chariot. You know,
The so-called white man's not even fighting. That's still ancient. That's ancient warfare. Really, when you're dealing with martial arts, it's only good when you're actually dealing with other martial artists fighting like UFC and things of that nature. You're monetizing yourself or using it for defense. Because really, at the end of the day, they got guns now. If you try to put some Brazilian jiu-jitsu on somebody that got a gun, they're gonna shoot your ass down.
You in the club, all right. Club, yeah.
Doing all this shit.
I don't want to
You
see all
gotta
that
have the
shit,
element
man.
of surprise and all of that in order to really feel.
And then what does Esau do with you? Like you real nice with your hands. What you gotta do? You gotta register your hands as weapons of what do they call it? Deadly weapons.
Yeah.
If you nice with your hands, like if you like Floyd Mayweather, as nice as hands, he can't go out in public and punch you.
Yeah, find the shit out of his
Not
ass.
even they gonna
Lock him
get
up.
assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
All he did is punch you.
Yeah.
Because he know how to hit you, man. He'll kill you. All right. Now you got it in Hebrews 4 and 12.
Okay. This is Hebrews 4 verse what? Slack you. This is Hebrews 4 verse 12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword.
So now we just read in Matthew the 10th chapter, he said, think not that I send peace, but a sword. So the beginning of that sword was the word, man. Now go to Ecclesiastes 10, and I believe the last verse.
This is Ecclesiastes 10.
Not 10.
I got a quick precept.
Go ahead, bro.
Jeremiah 23 and 29.
Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Right, so even when you deal with that word hammer, it goes back to the Hebrew word makubah. You read about the house of the Maccabees, and they were hammering down the nations that was around them, but the house of the Maccabees is back again. And they're fighting the Greeks all over again. But it's not that same physical warfare, it's spiritual warfare. But they're still beating them down through the spirit.
This is the war of wars, man. And everybody want to see it get bloody, man. It's a war happening right now. You know how crazy of a war it is when it's like we are fighting people that we don't see.
Man.
Yeah.
It's people fighting us that we don't see.
They don't see
Forces.
us on the physical level.
Right.
You know?
They don't want to see you personally. You know what I'm saying?
Don't they say on Star Wars the Force?
Right.
Let the Force be with you.
You know how many people out here have been kidnapped and sacrificed for y'all brothers?
Yeah. Because they're trying to fight the knowledge of what we got.
See, we don't gotta sacrifice, like bloodily kill somebody in the name of our fight, because we are the sacrifice. We are the sacrifice. We're that altar, and Yahushua ultimately already did it for us. Now we have to do what? Sacrifice, as the scriptures say, time, family, your own desires, your own things of that nature. But at the end of the day, the right hand side, that's our sacrifice. What does the left hand side got to do? They got to go out here and literally kidnap little girls and do all manners of evil in the name of you. In the name of you. In the name of GMS. Kids is getting kidnapped. And I'm saying that as effect of what the left hand side is doing with their witchcraft, man. Because they know where the fight is. They're not fighting polite.
He's helping.
Right. You think the elite is worried about polite and Sa nigga and Rizzi Islam, whatever his name is? Elite ain't thinking about them.
They worshiping the same gods as the elite, the Egyptian demons. You know, they don't want to court, really.
Come on, man. It's us. What is it? What remember them shirts back in the day? Detroit versus everybody. All right. It's really the men of the Lord versus everybody. All right. Keep going.
I'm gonna continue on. I just want to talk about this. Is Hebrews 4 verse 12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow. And is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
See, that's when you get precise with the cut. When you just cut thoughts, like you're like, man, I see your thoughts already. I see straight through you, man. I know your only three options, and I know all three are bad options for you, man. That's the spirit of discernment. When you know how to block somebody in with the spirit, and they just what do they tell you? Don't fight the quicksand.
Yeah, like a spiritual equalizer. You know, Denzel Washington get in that room and he'll look at all possible methods, and he already know where you got them going.
You said that little timer?
That's that time.
He already know. He's like, it's gonna take about 15 seconds to get through all of it. All right. Same thing in the spirit, man. We warriors. We know how to fight, but we fight differently. All right. Now read that in Ecclesiastes 9 and 18.
This is Ecclesiastes 9 and verse 18. Wisdom is better than weapons of war.
In fact, skip up to
Ecclesiastes 9 and 18. Wisdom is better than the weapons of war, but one sinner destroys much good.
Yeah, wisdom is better than any weapon of war.
Talking about verse 16?
Verse 16.
Yeah, that's the strength. That's talking about the strength.
Ecclesiastes 9 and 16. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's
wisdom is better than strength.
God.
Come on.
You need strength.
Yeah.
This is the
Wisdom is
ultimate
better.
strength right here. Wisdom and knowledge shall be to the stability of thy times, man. All right, you got people out here right now that will go to the gym and think that because they have striations and big muscles and beans and rice still the way that they're gonna live, man. You ain't gonna get far with that. But this could carry us. Look, hey, I say this: we have faith that this will carry us all the way out of this place into the next world. Can your muscles and your ability to bench press and squat carry you to the next world?
Hell no.
Keep going.
It says, Ecclesiastes 9:16. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised.
Hey, who's the poor man? Us.
What, leave that video?
Talk shit, everybody. Oh, that Israelite thing.
Right.
Here it is. You are an Israelite. Talking shit about it. Round of applause, Jake.
Expose.
Talking shit about your own nationality.
Expose your own shortcomings in the faith.
Right.
That just means you're unfaithful.
He hated you so much that he got you thinking you something else than what you really are. Imagine if you saw a dog and the dog really thought he was a goddamn rabbit.
Sad sight.
Man, that's beautiful.
That's pitiful. Like, no, you are a German shepherd.
Eating lettuce and shit.
Hopping around.
Hopping. Like, man, what the fuck is going on with this dog?
What Esau think he's civilized, but he does barbaric things because
Oh,
we're
yeah.
damn cave beasts.
Nah, that's a good point right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. You
That's
think he's all
Esau.
distinguished?
Right, let's eat them.
Nigga, eat them, man.
Nah, they ain't
You
eat 'em.
you were eating bugs out of each other's ass
What they say?
only about 500 years ago, man.
They cut up mallows by the bushes. Whatever it is.
Great.
The Uzzites used to eat what they eat. Clothes used to just rot off of them.
Yeah. Deteriorating right off the goddamn
Clothes is
side.
deteriorating right off. How the hell does clothes just deteriorate off you? And clothes of old was way better than this shit that
Hell
we wear.
yeah, it was sturdy.
It was made from real fabrics.
The fuck type of fabric was they using?
Esau was low, man, and Esau gonna return, and Esau's returning back to that low. You see him on the side of the. Hey, it's not an exit on the city that you go to. That's not a bum on the exit.
So you get up and exit, you make a right or a left.
It's an Edomite right there, looking
That's
sad.
Goddamn spare change, man.
Like
20 cents in a goddamn bucket.
he be like, take it. You gotta act all sedity with his ass, man.
Throw it at you.
Peasant.
Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard.
It's fine to be despised right now. Laugh now, cry later. Scripture say in Ecclesiasticus, matter of fact, go to Ecclesiasticus 10.
Cuss of teeth.
Ecclesiasticus. Sirach 10. I believe it's 10 in the last verse. The poor man.
Yep, okay.
You got it? Go ahead.
All right, come. I started 29.
All right, come.
This is Ecclesiasticus of Sirach 10 verse 29. Who will justify him that sinneth against his own soul, and who will honor him that dishonoreth his own life? The poor man is honored for his skill, and the rich man is honored for his riches.
Yep.
He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty?
Yeah, read that again, the last part.
Okay, this is Ecclesiastes of Sirach 10 verse 31. He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches?
Yeah, we receive honor from those that matter. We're not looking for honor from the world. What do we want the world to honor us and what we're doing? The time's gonna come where they're gonna have to recognize it. What do niggas used to say? Either get with it or get rolled over, man. All right, but at the end of the day, we're not looking for the honor and reverence of others. Hey, we have a gathering of like-minded men that we look for our honor from. We honor and look for honor from. Not looking for honor from the world. Why would the world honor what we're doing when everything that we do is contrary to the world? We make the world feel uncomfortable.
Feel ashamed.
Feel ashamed for it. So, not looking for the world to accept this. All right. So it says, what does it say? The poor man's what?
It says, I'll read it again. 30. The poor man is honored for his skill, and the rich man is honored for his riches.
Keep going.
I'm going to continue on. This is Sirach Ecclesiastes 10 verse 31, he that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches?
Yeah, how much more in riches? So when we see the kingdom of heaven, how much more are we going to be honored?
That's Matthew 5 all day.
Thank you. How much more then? But right now, we're being honored right now in the spirit. The angels are rejoicing at what we're doing. Yeah, how about Shimei Awashai? All right?
And
Go ahead.
not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Just think about it. If we was a group of LeBron Jameses and all these different, P. Diddy's, Jay-Z's prophesying. Like, picture Jay-Z and all these different individuals actually after basketball, after touring the world, they go to the streets and prophesy. You know how many people would want to be Israelites? The whole world. The 144,000 and 1/3 would already be sealed. That's what it's saying. How much more basically a man with riches? Because if you actually have riches and you actually have the spirit, you basically got the whole package.
You got the world.
You got the world.
You got the world and everything in it.
Women would be humble. All these women would have head wraps on.
What shows you that power, that's really what the fight is about.
That's what it is.
Jacob and Esau are fighting for power. Because what were the two main blessings? The power of control over creation. Because Esau has power over creation. When you go into Sirach, the second chapter, no, that's a lie. Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter, it goes into the fact that Esau has power over people to mess with them and the animals, where it says that they shall play with the creatures. So how much more the plants, the water, the air? Okay, but what about Jacob? Did not he get the same blessing and much more, even having his brethren, basically bow down to him and be up under him? So the whole battle, the whole war is about power and control over the universe. Okay? Alright? So who's the real masters of this thing, man? Who's the real masters? The ones that have the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding of the scriptures on the right hand side. Because see, all Esau knows is evil.
Yeah.
Jake knows evil too. But now you got the elect of Jake, let the Israel learning righteousness.
Right.
Because we all came from such a wicked lifestyle. We understood certain things, but we also are now learning. The elected person are learning the right hand side. Okay, so we have a balance. That's really what's going to make us gods. Okay, Esau thinks he's a god. He thinks he understands all things. But wait, what did the serpent tell Eve? Did not the serpent tell Eve that if she ate that fruit of knowledge of good and evil, that she should be a god too? Right? But what does all the black woman know? What does all Eve know? All Eve knows is wickedness. She don't understand how it is to be righteous. Now, in the past life, we had the laws and the statutes to follow, but that was a grievous thing. Okay? Now, in these last days, you start to see our people gravitate towards the word, gravitate towards the spirit, gravitate, toward using the elements around us, whether it be the stones, whether it be, looked into certain knowledge, the herbs. Okay? That's because Yahweh Shah opened the seals, man. Okay? Alright? Yahweh Shah himself opened the seals of the book. So now that the seals of the book are open, the understanding is given to us. Matter of fact, when we get back Revelation 5:1, okay? Against the spirit, bro.
Alright, this is Revelation 5:1. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within, and on the backside sealed with 7 seals.
Right, this is talking about the Heavenly Father having his word. Okay? He had the book. The book is talking about the Bible, the understanding. Everything that we needed to know. Okay? The Heavenly Father had the Bible actually with him on the throne, and he was going to give it out. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof. And no man in heaven, nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon.
Right, so when you go from the time from Yahweh Shai dying, right? From Yahweh Shai dying on the cross, and the truth actually deteriorating over the centuries, nobody's been able to really crack the code on the Bible
That's right.
for all these centuries, whether it be Dante, whether it be the different saints, Saint Jerome. Right now, they translate the scriptures from Hebrew to Greek to Latin to English. Right, you had certain translators and linguistics being added to the scriptures, but as far as the breakdowns, they couldn't get the breakdowns. You had the whole movement with Esau, with the what's this guy? You had that. That's where you get Christianity today. The Baptists, the Methodists,
Martin Luther.
the
I was about to say that.
Yeah,
same
Martin
thing.
Luther.
Yeah,
Right, you
yeah,
had
yeah.
that. But guess what? The book was sealed.
There was
Okay.
wars, a lot of wars over them too.
There was a lot of wars. You had the Crusades going to the Knights Templar. All of that was Jake. All those were Israelites, man. Yes, the Knight Templars were Israelites, not the Illuminati and Esau. That was Jake. Okay? That was during the time of them trying to get back Jerusalem. They was keeping back, holding things in themselves, but coming up with a brotherhood.
Yeah.
Just like the same way we got a brotherhood now, okay? Within the different camps, the different groups, Israelite groups, same thing. But the book was sealed, so the understanding of how and what to do was locked away from them. So they had to dabble in the witchcraft and other things, okay? And Esau took a hold of it because he's the damn devil himself, the so-called white man, all right? So this book was sealed. So now who's worthy? Who's worthy to take this book and open it? Okay? The one that the Most High, the Heavenly Father on his throne, gave the book to. Okay? Go ahead.
I continue on. It says, "And I wept much because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon."
Right, because John the Revelator was seeing the times. He was seeing the future. He was seeing everything, so he could see what was going on in history. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 5, "And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, have prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof."
Right, and you can go all into that, but that's talking about Yahushua. Okay, Yahushua, the tribe of Judah. He was the one to actually go into the book, go into the laws. Right? But then you have the Old Testament. What? You have the Old Testament guys who, talk about, well, what about the Levites? Well, the Levites were going off when we read Malachi. Okay? So, and the prophecy talked about him that held the scepter in Genesis.
Right.
It talks about the tribe of Judah getting that. That trickled down through the house of David into the house of God, the root of Jesse. So the root of the tribe of Judah was given that power. So now he's the one that could open the book. Okay? So, was Hebrews 7 and 14? Okay? Go ahead.
All right. Verse 6, "And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High sent forth into all the earth.
Go ahead.
And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne."
Right. And who came and took the book out of the right hand of the Heavenly Father? His son.
That's right.
His son came and got the book. Okay? All right, the first begotten, which is Yahushua. Go ahead.
All right, verse 8. "And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints.
Go ahead.
And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation."
Right, so the one that was slain was also the Redeemer.
I'm gonna try to fix this.
All right, and the one that the one that was to redeem, he brought back his nation. So the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Benjamin, the tribe of Levi, the tribe of Ephraim, on down to Issachar was redeemed by the one that was worthy to take the book, which was Yahushua. But this is another scripture that proves that this book, this Bible, is only for Israelites. The so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans on this sign. Okay, this is who the book was for. Okay, this is why when Esau goes into the book, they can't break it down. especially when it gets to major prophecy and the spirituality of it.
That's right.
Okay, because they're not a part of the ilk that is covered under the one that was opening the book in the first place. Okay, the Israelite opening, only an Israelite can break it down. Okay,
Got a
right? Can you give me
got a word right quick.
Daniel 12. Let me Daniel 12 on deck about knowledge. So I run through it first.
All right, when it says, because a Christian will try to argue with you in Revelation 5 and say, kindred, I'll read it again. It says, and they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. So Christian will read that and be like, see, that's salvation for everybody. But when you get into this word, phule, which is
that word for kindred, right? The word
Yeah,
kindred is
kindred.
phule. Because that goes back to brother.
Yep.
Yep.
It's G 54:43, which means a tribe. In the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, a nation of people. So you can't get around that.
But even you don't even but you don't even have to even go there. You know for the you guys think they deep, yeah. But when you go up to like verse 2 or 3.
Revelation 2.
Yeah. Nope. 5 and 2.
All right, this is Revelation 5 and 2. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof.
Right, so who's worthy to open the book and loose the seals? Go ahead, verse 3.
Verse 3, and no man in heaven nor on earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon.
Right, so that means it doesn't matter what nation or tribe. You couldn't open the book unless, now go to the next verse.
Verse 4, and I wept much because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not, behold the lion.
Verse 5. Verse 5 is cool.
And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not, behold the lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof.
Right, and the point is that the root of Judah, the root. It's like reading.
Verse 5. And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not, behold the lion of the tribe of Judah.
The lion of the tribe of Judah, go ahead.
The root of David.
The root of David, go ahead.
Have prevailed to open the book.
He's prevailed. So when you go back to the verse that you had stopped at before, the reason why they couldn't, because it's only for those of the Israelites. Okay, starting with the tribe of Judah. That's why they can't get it, man. Okay? That's why. Okay? Because it's only given to Israel. It's not out of all kings, all nations. No. It just says redeem. And read it again, Baba Kashab, where it says he redeemed us. He redeemed us. Redeem means to buy them back. Who was sold?
If the Most High was dealing with all nations, why did Yahweh be an Edomite?
Right.
That would have just
That would have.
Right. That would have killed the argument.
From the nation of Edom, we have Yahweh. That would have cut down everything. But it's always been dealing with kindred since Genesis.
The Lord has always dealt with the nation of Israel. So going back to Revelation 5, all right, what was that, like 7 you read? You stopped there, or 7
I stopped at verse 9.
Read 9 again.
Bastard.
Because now we already established the fact that it was Judah. Go ahead.
All right, go down to verse 9 where it talks about redeemed. And they sung a new song saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation.
So who needs to be redeemed? Does the Edomite need to be redeemed out of every nation? Does the Moabite, does the Ammonite need to be redeemed out of every nation? You get the understanding of the Bible? Give me Deuteronomy 28:68.
Yep.
Okay, and this is a basic Israelite. For all those Israelites that may be rocky on their foundation, okay?
All right.
You gotta get the understanding, man. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
Okay, so wait. In order to redeem, you have to be sold. right? So the Lord said that the Israelites were going to be sold unto their enemies. Somebody has to play those roles, man. Okay? Somebody, and it's not me.
I ain't. My people didn't sell nobody. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies,
Right?
for bondmen and bondwomen,
Right?
and no man shall buy you.
And no man shall buy you. Look at that buy, that word buy in the Hebrew, that's redeemed. Okay?
And if I may think about it, how many so-called white people have risen up over the years, decades, to what's the word? Liberate the white people.
Right. We gotta liberate the white.
Think about that. You cannot name any white man that stood up tall to lead white people out of their circumstances.
Oh, we're playing Bixby.
That's all, man.
Hey, we'll show you. Hey, look, the KKK is a joke. Hey, look, the K.
That's right.
You know? That is a joke.
Anytime they start creating organizations to keep niggas down,
Right.
they ain't trying to raise up. They trying to keep you niggas down. The KKK is all about keeping niggas down.
And Jews. Right. And guess what? Jews are white people. So guess what? They wasn't trying to redeem on here. Clayton Bixby. Clayton Bixby. All right, that was it on that? Yeah, give me Isaiah 11:12. No, matter of fact, like Isaiah 41 and 11. Yeah, no.
All right, quick precept. Hosea 6:1. Come and let us return unto the Lord, for he hath torn and he will heal us. He hath smitten and he will bind us up.
Yep.
After 2 days will he revive us.
That's right.
And the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight. And I want to go into this third day, actually, which we know that's a span of time, but this is under the Bible Hub Dictionary under Hosea 6:2 under the third day. It says, this appears to us the import of the prophecy. Similar figurative language and with like significance is employed by Ezekiel in his vision of the valley and the resurrection of his dry bones, as also by Isaiah. Now I want to jump down. It says, well, Lot, the 2 days pass and the Lord will revive us. Matter of fact, jumping on a little bit more. He afterwards refers the 2 days to the captivities of his people. That in Egypt and that in Babylon, while the third day denotes the third or present Roman captivity, out of which he will raise us up and we shall live before him. Now, of course, they went off a little bit, but that still is potent information due to the fact that Esau knows that it's a span of time that's referring to captivity, and that's actually falling asleep and being at a low point. That's why they linked it up with Ezekiel, and they know it's a time that it's a particular people shall rise. So these biblical experts, they study, they get and critique the scriptures, precept upon precept, and they see, all right, this is a specific time that the people that was asleep are going to wake up. Let me see if it's more, but that might be the main point. Oh, it says, so that we shall never again go into captivity, but shall live continually before him, while we sin no more. Rashi refers to the words to the 3 temples. That's really the main point. But that's still some good information, even though they went off a little bit. It still shows that they know it's a particular time that Israel was just totally asleep. They were following other gods. They lost their heritage, according to their heritage and nationality. And it would be a time that it would be a great awakening. And this is the time now.
Yeah. Now you read that right about and you was holding
Isaiah 41 and Daniel.
Nah, it's a lot. Go to I'm gonna go back to Daniel, but go to Isaiah 11:11 because of what he read.
This is Isaiah 11 and verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time.
Right, the second time, which is like what the brother was saying about the Lord shall raise us up on the third day. So that means the Lord has to raise Israel back up. He has to come again another time to bring his people back unto him, them being his people. Okay, go ahead.
Con, to recover the
To recover. Why? Because they were lost. Okay? The Heavenly Father is dealing with the people that were lost, and now he's going to recover them. Oh, I recovered my my lost item. So the Lord's recovering his lost people. Okay, go ahead. It's the same thing as redeemed. Go ahead.
Con, to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pharaohs,
Yep.
and from Cush,
Yep.
and from Elam,
Yep.
and from Shinar,
Yep.
and from Hamath,
Yep.
and from the islands of the sea.
Yep.
And he shall set up an assign
Yep.
for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel.
Right, right. And that's Yahweh Shai. Going to assemble the outcasts, the elect being delivered back to him. Go ahead.
And gather together the desperate, the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
That's right, being brought back, being redeemed. So we were sold, so in order to be sold, in order to be brought, in order to redeem something, it has to be sold. Like if you get a buyback rebate, you have to go to the store to redeem your item because you already bought it based off of the rebate, based off of the fact that it was sold already. It's already sold to you. You just got to take the coupon, up to the store, to the clerk, and they'll give it to you because you're getting it back because you already got it. It's already yours. You're redeeming it. You're redeeming what you already bought based off of the rebate that was sold from the item. Same thing with Israel. Same with the elect, the diaspora, those that were dispersed or the remnant. Okay? But this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with Yahweh Shai bringing us back, man. Okay? That's where the spirit is, going right now. All right? Is a little bit more on that?
That was all.
Okay.
Did you read
Okay,
Daniel
hold that.
7 and 25?
I got a precept for you.
I got that. Still want that Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel 12.
This is Daniel 12 and verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince.
So not one. Jump down 4.
Con. Daniel 12 and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book.
Right, shut up the words and seal the book. Just going to that what you read in Revelation 5 about the book being sealed. The book was sealed, okay? The words were shut up, the book was sealed. Go ahead.
Even to the time of the end.
To the time of the end. That's the time allotted and the time appointed for the book to be sealed. Go ahead.
Con. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Knowledge has been increased, understanding, whether it be in the world with technology, but even understanding of the scriptures has evolved and grown. Okay, go ahead.
Con, verse 5. Then I, Daniel, looked and behold.
Okay, right. So knowledge has run to and fro, it's been increased. Okay? And through technology now, because of the spiritual understanding, we can project the word to you. That's because Yahweh Shai opened the book. But why did Yahweh Shai open the book? Did Yahweh Shai open the book for everybody to have an opinion about what we're bringing out? Oh, the Hebrew Israelites, they are exposed. They're talking about, hate everybody and hate everything. But what does the Bible say? What did the ancient Israelites do? Tell me a time when the ancient Israelites loved the Edomites. Give me a scripture where it says God loved Esau. Give me a scripture where it says God loved Ammon. Give a scripture where it says God loved Ham. But I guarantee you I can give you a scripture where it says God hates. Okay? And not just the Heavenly Father, not just what enemy calls God, but even Israelites. Okay? King David is quoting his Psalms by saying, I hate all them that hate thee, O Lord.
Yeah,
Okay?
What about Numbers 22, 23, and 24 with Balaam and Balak?
Yep.
Right. That's right. Matter of fact, I love that scripture. Matter of fact, Numbers 24. Somebody can hold that on deck. The spirit is, I'll bring it out. But
Because the Lord visited them right there.
yep. He let them know what it was. And that was a heathen that prophesied that. Matter of fact, his own people. Matter of fact, let's get that. Numbers 24. Numbers 24. Started like 8.
This is Numbers 24. The Most High brought him forth out of Egypt. He hath as it for in strength of an unicorn. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies.
Let's talk about Israel. This is the prophecy that Balak, right? No, we got Balaam or
Balaam was the Midianite, right?
Right. That's why I want the Midianite. Balaam was the one that prophesied to the king Balak about what was going to happen to his people. So read that again.
Verse 8.
He wanted them to prophesy evil. He wanted them to say curses.
And he paid them big boy cash.
Go to the top. Go to the top. Go to the top.
All right, start from top. This is Numbers 24 and verse 1. And when Balaam.
Yep. Balaam.
Okay,
Balaam, really. Balaam.
All right. And when Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord Yahweh to bless Israel, he went not as at other times to seek for enchantments, but he set his face toward the wilderness.
Right. So Balaam, right, which was a heathen. All right. He didn't go to witchcraft to break down the understanding. Now he went straight to which proves that the Heavenly Father don't deal with enchantments and rituals and candles and pentagrams. Now the Lord, look, you just face the east. You face, you know what I'm saying, the east where the Lord, presides at, so to speak. Where His Spirit said that you face. All right, and then that's how you get to Him. Okay. So for him, he said he faced the wilderness. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And Balaam looked up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents according to their tribes.
He saw Israel. See, out of all the nations, who was he pinpointing? He was pinning on the nation. This is who the Heavenly Father, God, pinpointed him to look at. Go ahead.
And the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah came upon him, and he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beroah, said, Beroah have said, and the man whose eyes are open have said, he have said, which heard the words of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open.
Right, so the Heavenly Father put the Spirit on this heathen to get a certain revelation. So the Heavenly Father can do that. Like how these gainsayers talking about, oh well, we got the chip breakdown from Esau. The Heavenly Father can put the chip breakdown on Esau if he want to. He put the breakdown of the victory of Israel on a heathen. You wouldn't know that Yahweh Shai and Israel was going to get the victory and be valiant if the heathen didn't say it. Okay? So the Heavenly Father can do that. But it's because you Negroes are not spiritual. Alright? You Morenos, you African Americans, you blacks, you Hispanics, you Latins, and Native Americans, you're not spiritual. Okay? Alright, you gotta be in the spirit of a real Hebrew Israelite to get this truth. Okay? The Lord can put the Spirit on these Edomites walking by to say something in the Spirit, if He so choose to. All right? Good.
Verse 5, how goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel.
So he said that the tabernacles and the tents of Israel are goodly. All right, so cut that doctrine. Try to cut that. Nah, man. The Spirit of the Lord I was on.
Verse 6, as the valleys are they spread forth, as gardens by the riverside, as the trees of, if I'm saying this right,
Kittim?
Linum? Is it Linum?
Oh, the trees of line aloes.
Line aloes,
Which the Lord.
which the Lord hath planted, and as cedar trees beside the waters. He shall.
Jump down now.
Now, verse 9. This is Numbers 24 and verse 9. He couched. So like he couched. He laid down as a lion, and as a great lion, who shall stir him up?
Right, and there's a great line, who shall stir him up? It is now the Lord is pinpointing what the Heavenly Father is getting ready to do with Israel. Okay? That's you know, because Israel is represented as a lion. This isn't an idol. This is we don't bow down and worship this image of this lion on this sign here. Okay? This is the representation. Matter of fact, read that again. Verse 9.
If we did, we wouldn't leave it. If we did, we wouldn't leave it in the trunk.
Right. Damn sure wouldn't leave it in the trunk of a car.
Just saying.
Numbers 24 and verse 9.
Right?
He couched. He laid down as a lion.
Couch laid down as a lion, which is alluding to the tribe of Judah. Go ahead.
And as a great lion.
There's a great lion. Go ahead.
Who shall stir him up?
This is a spirit. When you read about the angels in Ezekiel 1, it said they had like faces of lions, meaning power, man. Okay? Power. And they got nothing to do with no idols, man. A lot of you Israelites is fucking retarded.
You just gotta say it that way, man.
That's why I said it that way.
Yeah, it's serious.
Okay? Go ahead.
Blessed is he that blessed thee.
Blessed is he that blessed thee. Go ahead.
And cursed is he that cursed thee.
And cursed is he that curseth thee. All right, so you trying to curse this word and this gospel coming out. You cursed already, man.
Now you about to get cursed.
Based off of what Yahweh Shah did, which is who? The brother read it earlier. The lion of the tribe of Judah. The lion. Okay? And it's not no anthropomorphic lion neither. All right, he got power, full power. The king. Okay? Matter of fact, I'm waiting for the Lion King to come out.
Verse 10, and Balak's anger was kindled against Balaam.
All right, so now the heathen gonna get mad, right? But go to what Balaam said.
And he smote his hands together, and Balak said unto Balaam, I called thee to curse my enemies.
Because we're the enemies of these people. Why do you think you got Israel out there getting shot down by the police, pregnant black women, and Jake getting caught up in situations? You know what I'm saying? Because we are their enemies. All right? And there's a spirit upon Babylon the Great right now that is trying to show you that these crackers are our enemies, man.
That's right.
That's right.
Go ahead.
I got a precept for you too.
Con.
Go.
I called thee to curse my enemies, and behold, thou hast altogether blessed them these 3 times.
But he blessed them 3 things. He said, all the time I try to get you to curse him, you blessed him. And what did not he just read and say in the spirit that whoever shall bless thee, thou shalt be blessed? Because he put the spirit on Balaam, man. All right? What verse you at, brother?
Verse 11.
Go to.
Well, now I'm on verse 11. I just read verse 10. Now I'm on
Okay.
verse 11.
Read it to you.
Come. Verse 11. Therefore, now flee thou to thy place. I taught to promote thee unto great honor, but lo, the Lord Yahweh have kept thee back from honor.
So now you ain't getting no honor. Go ahead.
And Balaam said unto Balak, Spake I not also to thy messengers, which thou sittest unto me?
Right. So jump down. I want to say like 16.
Shit. Hey, can I bring this out real quick, Bubba? Can I?
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is Genesis 12 and I'm gonna start at the top, Genesis 12:1. And it says, now the Lord Yahweh has said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will shew thee. And I will make of thee a great nation. And I will bless thee and make thy name great. And thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee and curse him that curse thee.
And that's exactly what happened. I've been reading about the numbers.
Yeah.
Here it is, Balak tried to curse Israel, but Balaam came back and said, nah, the spirit of the Heavenly Father upon me, Yahweh, he's their power. He said, look, you can't curse them because they are already blessed.
Nigga.
All right?
In these shall all families of the earth be blessed.
That's right, and this goes back to the point we're talking about. Because Israel is going to come out of all nations, man. The Israelites are going to come out of all the different nations. Yahweh Shai bought Israel, he redeemed Israel. Okay? Now you can go to verse 17.
This is Numbers 24 and verse 17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh.
Right, because he was a heathen. He can't hold Yahweh Shai near. But he's going to see him when he comes. Matter of fact, it says in Revelation, the 1st chapter, all eyes shall see him, and the nation shall wail. And people are going to be, oh my God, what is that? A UFO? No, that's Yahweh Shai, bitch. Coming back, man.
It's that time, man.
It's that time.
It's that time.
It's that time, man. Hey, we're in the time and getting ever closer. We're definitely getting ever closer to his return.
Hey,
so how much more to be enthusiastic about it?
Romans 13:11.
That's right, Romans 13:11.
Yahweh Shai is closer than we believe.
Excuse me, Creole. Okay? But Yahweh Shai is coming back.
God, there shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel.
That's the scepter. That's the star. The star. You know who's a real star? The real celebrity? Yahweh Shai. All right? Go ahead.
And shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy all the children of Seth. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do violently.
Valor. Well, you got valor mentioned on the men of valor camp. This is like being courageous, being brave. So valor. Israel's going to do valiantly. Okay? All right? And this Yahweh Shai is going to be leading the charge, man. Okay? He cursed them out. Here it is, you had, matter of fact, I think Balak was a Moabite. And he hired a Midianite, which is an Ishmaelite. Okay? And this is Hebrew on Hebrew crime. But it's Hebrew on Hebrew crime right here, but it didn't work. Okay? So the Heavenly Father said Israel's going to do valiantly, man. All right, they tried to stop. Israel from being blessed, but the Lord didn't want it. Want it so. Okay? And it's the Yahweh Shai that everything is open. The scepter, the rulership. It's all the Yahweh Shai opening the book that we can get the word to understand it. Okay? If you got a little bit,
verse 19, out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city.
Right, and who's going to remain? It's Esau, Edom. So he's going to be destroyed. And it's Yahweh Shai that's going to be redeemed back. Israel. Redeem Israel back to the Heavenly Father. Okay? And he's going to have the many crowns set up. Okay? All right? But you got something? Oh, yeah, Habakkuk 2:1. Yeah? Habakkuk 2:1. Because the book is open now. Yeah?
This is Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
Go ahead.
And And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables.
That's right. So just like the prophet Habakkuk was on his watch, we're on our watch, man. Letting everybody see what's going on. All right, we're in the time period now, man. Okay, Israel's bugging out, talking crap against the truth. Esau's trying to get our video shut down on YouTube. You know, the black woman's feeling the pressure. Okay, the black man's feeling the pressure. All right, who knows what's going on the reservation? Esau don't even put that out there. Okay.
Yeah, they only showed videos from like a few years ago. They ain't showing what's going on in the res right now.
Right. And there's plenty of Israelites, Gadites, and Jake too, Southern Kingdom too on the res. That's getting messed up, man. Okay, because we got a lot of Southern Kingdom that's scattered out there too.
Yeah.
You know.
There was a time where so-called Native Americans were getting gunned down just like the so-called Negroes back. I think it was a time span between like 2014 and 2017. We saw a lot of Native Americans get gunned down.
A lot of
Especially those pipelines.
Oh yeah.
They were just gunning them down.
Yeah.
Well, because they had to sweep through the reservations, and the best way was to, cause crime, promote crime, but then crack down on the so-called crime that Esau created, order out of chaos. Okay? But guess what? Order is going to come out of chaos.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be his order. It's going to be our order. The real new world order is Israel. Okay? Which I personally call the true world order. Because Esau wants to make Esau's new world order is not really new. It's not new. Okay, Nimrod tried to do that. He did that. Then the angels fucked that whole thing up. You know what happened with that. So him trying to do the same thing is like, bro, you don't learn. It's a refreshing of it, but it's not like new. Okay? Now, the real true new world order is going to come when Yahweh Shai on the throne, ruling over Israel, with Israel, to Israel, and subjugating all the other nations around it. All right? Whatever y'all got.
This is Nahum 1 and 9. What do you imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time.
That's right. Hey, straight to the point. Whatever you imagine, whatever you Rothschilds and Rockefellers and whatever the Queen, whore think Elizabeth, she thinks she gonna do, I don't give a damn. Whatever she thinks she gonna goddamn do, guess what? It ain't gonna happen, Jack. Nope, it ain't gonna happen, Kevin. It ain't going down. Okay? Right? Hey, this is the next big thing, man. This is it. This is the next rulership. But guess what? All right, Queen Elizabeth, you may have came from Queen Victoria. All right? Okay? But guess what? Y'all killed her father. You want to talk about the
Trying to kill my father.
Rothschild, you Queen. Esau came in there and they married Queen Victoria to an Edomite. You go back on line, go back to King James.
Yep.
Okay? And then, it was, matter of fact, it was her uncle, because I've been watching the videos all week. Her uncle was supposed to get on the throne, right? But he didn't get on the throne, he died. So they had a young, like 18-year-old Queen Victoria get on the throne. And then they married him to this Edomite duke from wherever. And then that's how Esau got in there. All right, but guess what? Your enterprise of ruling the earth is not going to happen. Okay?
All right, this is Nahum 1 and 9. What do you imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time.
So your figment, the figment of your imagination don't match. Don't match the figment. But that don't matter. Figment don't matter. Hey, you eat them out, y'all ain't gonna get it, man. Okay? And y'all made Queen Victoria's life a living hell. Y'all made her life a living hell. From the time when she was, her mother made her life a hell because she was influenced by the advisor, and she followed the advisor. Y'all made her life a living hell, and that was the Israelite woman. Yes, well, I'm gonna go back to King James. I did the dots. Okay, y'all made her life a living hell, man. and marry her to that damn devil. But that's okay, because guess what? She gonna come back and subjugate you, Amalekites, man. Okay? Because she hated you. All right? Y'all messed up her progeny too. All right? So guess what? When the scepter does come back, it's going to come back as Israel, not as the king of England or the queen of England. It's going to come back as Israel ruling. Okay? You said you had something? Okay, come. All right, now, hey, matter of fact, since we're talking about Israel ruling and getting the kingdom,
I got something.
okay, you got something for us? All right, go
This
ahead.
is Revelation 2:26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
That's right. So the ones that overcome, which has this word, has this gospel, they're going to overcome. But they're also going to have power over the nations, man.
That's another scripture
Okay.
that indicates God doesn't love everybody.
Right.
He's going to give certain particular people power over the nations. It don't seem like we holding hand in hand with the devil and Moab and Ammon. 27. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
That's right. So you have the scepter, you know, because Trump went over there to, you know, England the other week. You know, I've been watching English Devils. English Devils.
Niggas is annoying.
You know,
Wow.
especially Elizabeth old, man. You know, when you're old, you got about goddamn 6 months. You know, women. That witchcraft, hey, brother in the spirit, you know, shit. The Lord willing, that witchcraft gets cut off.
I would consider them martial hours.
It'd be better if the Most High just keep her in that body when it's time for slavery, man.
Oh,
She ain't never worked a day in that
oh
restaurant.
man, what? Well, that's why she's so small. But you know why she's small? Queen Victoria was small like that too. She was like 5 feet. She was a little, you know, like little woman. So then Queen Elizabeth, your eating might have in slavery. It's not gonna last a goddamn fucking.
She's alive because she be drinking blood.
You know what I'm saying? But like you was reading earlier, the witchcraft's getting cut off. Ain't gonna drinking no blood when slavery comes for you. Okay?
We gonna keep her alive.
You be drinking her own blood, being punched in the face.
I catch her drinking blood. You know? Catch the spirit world.
All right, Revelation 2:27.
She was
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father.
right. So as the Heavenly Father gave the power to Yahushua to rule over you Amalekites and British elite and the rest of you nations, that's the same power we gonna have. Cause we're not 140. Being in this truth, and this is what you got. Being in this truth and going out here teaching, you're not supposed to be striving. Just I'm an Israelite and just I got a couple fruit trees, 3 slaves, and 2 wives and whatever. Nah, man. You're striving, as the scripture says, for the mastery. You're striving to be a part of the 144,000 to rule over the nations. So as Yahushua has made the elect, starting with the 144,000, joint heirs with them to rule, that's what you're supposed to be training your mentality for. Okay, training your mentality. You know, you see how these British elite rule. You see how these other elite, see how they rule. You get like an insight on government. Because this is what you're getting ready to inherit. You're not inheriting. Just coming to the street and thinking, I'm finally going to get that 10 acres in a mule, whatever.
Yeah, 40 acres in a mule.
Yeah, you're not. Nobody, right? Hey, you're not coming to the street to get your low, your 40 acres. That's still low. You're not coming to the street to get your 40 acres in a mule. You're coming
Not
in
even
the
a
street-
horse.
Right, a horse, a mule, or a donkey, or an ass.
What?
You know? No, you're coming in this truth to rule over the nations. Your brother read it in Revelation 2.
I got a quick one.
You know? Okay, come on. Did you finish that?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay,
I got a
go
quick
ahead.
one. This is Psalms 2, and I started 7. And it says, I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee.
Yep.
Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
Once again, it's talking about Yahushua. Okay? All right, that's Yahushua as was giving the heathen for an inheritance Go ahead.
Done. And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
Right, so whatever he gets, right? But you gotta earn it. He's just gonna give it to you just because you're an Israelite. Oh, yeah, no, I'm Judah.
Hey.
Judah. That ain't what it's about.
Yahweh Shai said that in Matthew 3:9. He said, think not that I have Abraham to call, my fathers.
That's right, that's right. That's right. That's right. Okay. Yeah. He said, think not that it's because I have Abraham my father, right? Because basically it was about having the right spirit. Because he knew that them Jews out there, them Israelites out there was wicked. And then
play on nationality.
Yep.
A lot of Jake do that. Like, I'm an Israelite, I might as well just sit on my ass and wait.
Right.
Like, okay, your ass gonna die first. That's a win for you, okay?
Like Twitter fingers, Twitter clout, man.
I'm gonna read this last verse. Psalms 2:9. And thou shalt break them with a rod of iron.
And we shall break it. Well, that was Ivan Drago said that. I shall break you. We're gonna do the Ivan Drago in the kingdom.
It's gonna be a dance.
Break it.
Good. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
Oh, that's Psalm 137. From your babies, even the babies. Hey, here it is. Esau, the whole abortion thing. What you man? You Edomites don't care whether we keep our babies or not. I don't give a damn.
Now look at us like roaches and rats.
Right, yeah.
Animals anyway.
Shit. I mean, it's on the books or whatever. They say it's a law, but they can overturn that law. All Trump got to do is veto that shit.
Yeah, they doing that shit.
It's a wrap.
They doing that shit because they not repopulating as quick as they dying. That's all they doing. They trying to put their own ass. It ain't because they care about so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and Georgia babies. They could care less. They trying to goddamn equal out their population.
They need more niggas in the workforce.
Damn, that's more experimentation. Whatever else could go.
All right. This is Romans 12 and verse 1, because you said it's not about you being bit Judah, as the brother said, it's about you making that sacrifice, man.
That's right.
Doing the things necessary in order to obtain the kingdom, things of that nature. So this is 12:1, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High.
By the mercies. This is when we're going to get into the elect, the chosen. All right, those that are worthy for Yahweh to buy back. Okay? It ain't like he's buying back the whole collection. Nah, he's going to get that one. Going to get that one. Oh, well, let me get a couple of those up there. That's how he's doing it, to the spirit. Yeah, he's very particular.
Two from a family?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
Two from the family, two from the city.
He's particular on who his chosen is going to be too. Holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
And that's what you got to do when you come into this truth. And I'm going to let you read that last part. But it says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So when you do get this mind, you understand who is it about and who's it for. Renew yourself, man. Okay? If you get a sense of hate in you, that's a good sense of hate. Because guess what? It'll be a situation that you little niggas be in, and it be the white cops be ready to goddamn slam your door down. You be like, oh, it wasn't me, oh, mom or daddy. And then, nah, man, they be like, damn, I hate the police. Well, you should have done, that's what the truth is trying to tell you. These agencies and these people are your enemies. The laws are designed to destroy you. But if you get a sense of where the hatred comes from, all right, and you're taught properly how to channel it, then you can, right, because it talks about possessing your soul. You'll be able to possess it, all right? Right, and that becomes power for you to bring out the scripts right.
Yeah,
But no, you want to make a tweet post.
Yeah,
It's not bringing out the scriptures.
The scriptures say, "Blessed is he who readeth." Man, these Hebrew niggas, man, they don't read. Like brother said, you just put. They're in these little Facebook communities, you know, these little bubbles that are non-existent to anything out here out in the truth, man. So, for one, you know, the reading is fundamental, man. When you read and get into the scriptures and into the spirit, you can visualize you doing these things in the kingdom of heaven. But Jake just want clout in America for YouTube views.
Well, they never, them little niggas, they never really,
And they really came into the truth.
They never came into the truth. I mean, they heard there was little stuff here and there, and then now they kind of like, well, I'm exposed. And you was never really in. You was just taking whatever the bits and pieces you got was the bits and pieces you threw up.
Yeah.
You threw it up anyway. You threw up off the first bite. You know?
This Israelite thing now, and I say that because that's what they're making it is. It's another trend. What was that? 1 Corinthians 4:9. He set forth the apostles last. There ain't nothing left.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't nothing left. So you got. That's why all those half-ass, See, the thing about it is, a lot of us, we were serious Christians.
Yeah.
Like literally was believed the word, kill it was, but it was like, oh, that was wrong. A lot of these people, they were half-ass Christians, half-ass Muslims, half-ass, and then they came to the truth with a half-ass spirit.
Right.
So like you said, now they think that because they yell Big Judah, that's gonna gain them. That's they ticket out of here, man.
Until something, until something messes them up, and now they're gonna throw the whole thing away. That's, okay, hey, and the Lord said, for many are called. Imagine if the Lord put the number on it. For many are called, but few are chosen. And then it says that the blind lead the blind. They both shall fall into a ditch. So whoever was leading you, whatever videos you was watching, whatever you was soaking in, may have been wrong. The leader may have been wrong, all right? Or you just may have digested it. You know how you take something, you swallow it, but damn, it went down the wrong pipe. Food is good for you, use food, but it went down the wrong. That's how it is.
Tell you that about the honey.
Okay.
Consuming the honey. See, Jake like the sweet things are the truth. When it starts getting bitter, they say, F that.
Yeah.
I gotta be patient.
Yep.
Niggas want instant gratification. That's why they throw the book away.
Yep, they throw the whole book away.
I got it.
And what do the scriptures say? Woe to you that have lost patience.
Yep.
I got a quick one. This is Isaiah 33:6. And it says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation.
That's right.
The fear of the Lord is his treasure."
Because we're in a particular time in the world. And that's, because the Spirit had to bring out about how the fact that now the seals are open, and it's through Yahweh shall we get redemption and salvation. It's really what, I really been speaking about up to this point. That Israel, we're in the time that Israel is being redeemed right now. And the times that we're living in is the end based on what we're seeing around us. That's why Yahweh Shai said, watch as well as pray. And it's the signs that I told thee before. But there are signs to let us know that he's getting ready to come back. The Son of Man is getting ready to come back, which is Yahweh Shai. So we're supposed to look for him. How are we going to look for him, but then we don't know what to do? No, like the brother just read, these things are going to make us stable, okay? What's going to make us stable? Wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures. Because they're the ones that's telling us in the first place. The best believe they're going to give us, like scripture says, in the New Testament, it says that he shall give us a way to escape these things. There's a way to escape. So the wisdom and knowledge is giving us a way to escape if you pay attention. That's why it also says, too, in the scripture salvation. How do you get strong? By working out. If you don't work out, you ain't gonna be strong. The problem with you Israelites is y'all ain't spiritually working out. You ain't getting no gains. You're not willing to do the sacrifice. You're not in your what's the fitness Jake? You're getting jacked up now.
C.T. Fletcher.
Yeah, C.T. Fletcher. In his prime, he was all about it. He was working. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the Lord jacked him up for his. That's his walk. But you know what I'm saying? at the same time, he had to do what he had to do. He had to make the certain sacrifices to get as big as strong as he was, no matter how much it hurt. And even on a hospital bed, he was still trying to do something. He got some kind of understanding.
Hey, you know,
but even Jake don't even do that.
His slogan that he got famous was it's still your MF set. You be in the gym and you throw up. He's like, so what, man? It's still your set. So that's the same thing. Like you said, it's like the Lord is like, man, I don't care what you're going through, nigga. It's just set, man. Get up.
That's right.
You know, but Jake on the other hand, Jake don't want to go. Jake want to, like, what else they always say? You sitting on the couch talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people do.
Armchair.
Armchair. They sitting with a cold beverage and the remote
Telling you what you ain't
telling you what you ain't doing. I wouldn't curse like that. I wouldn't said that. From the comfort of their goddamn mother's living room.
Hey, well, I went to the word a couple years ago about passion. Passion makes you curse.
Goes back to pain.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. It goes back to pain.
Mm-hmm. Passion makes you curse. It makes you, and not necessarily like we like using so-called curse words. It's a statement of exasperation. We're exasperated. You know, some you just be like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? You venting it because guess what? Scripture says the captive exile seeketh to be loose.
That's right.
Okay? Ecclesiastes 7:7.
Hey, you remember that on Black Mirror? When,
You know?
the girl was locked up. She was trying to get all these credits and trying to raise up in society. And she ended up getting locked up and was wearing a date.
Oh yeah, nosedive.
Nosedive, yeah.
And what was they doing? They was cussing each other out.
Yeah.
Because they was trying to vent. Because what they was trying to do was they were trying to live according to the standards of society. And she started to see everything that she was doing wasn't working. So when she hit rock bottom, she just got all her frustration out. Jake was cussing out, we was cussing each other out. But just like you're saying, it's the same thing. It gets to a point, and this is the best platform to really get it out. That's why the prophets, when they were prophesying, they were so aggressive that riots used to break out. Jake would get offended and get cut by just walking past.
Right. And it didn't even happen. That didn't even happen yet. I mean, you know, you get a crowd sometimes, you get an argument. You know, you might get into a scuffle of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, but it ain't really to the point. And you know, the spirit may have it like that. It may not have it like that. You know, it may not need to be like that. But guess what? The spirit and the passion is still there. You gotta be passionate about this thing, man. Okay. All right. I got 2 scriptures. Give me okay, read that.
This is Ecclesiastes, it's like it, 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Oppression maketh a wise man mad. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm on a particular platform, both on a particular platform, you know, do I have to be completely correct? I don't have to be. I will be according to, you know, and that's what the spirit wants, that's what the spirit gonna want it to be. All right? But guess what? When certain things make you mad, you're gonna exasperate.
Yeah.
Okay?
What's funny about Jake don't want you to cuss and speak a coarse language, but everybody in their family, including their asses, be cussing up a storm.
But listen to Lil Nudie like him.
Yeah, listen to all this nigga music. Here it is, they just got done bumping some music talking about them, they're killing everybody on the
You're
block.
talking about God.
And they trying to tell, oh my God, did you just say the F word?
Oh, like several years ago we was downtown, everybody be like, how y'all teach the Bible and say nigga?
Oh,
But then YG song, my niggas all on the radio. How many of y'all cut the song out because it's my nigga?
They pay us to see these guys.
Right. But look, but then Jake. And
What about that?
You know, I mean, Jake, man. But you're talking about God, though. How much more for me, too? Reason for me to cuss. Because God is cursing your ass out. That's the point. Oh, I'm going to show you one example of exasperation. Give me Isaiah 1 and 7. Isaiah 1 and 7. I'm going to show you exasperation so you get an understanding.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah 1 and verse 7. Your country is
It's a lot. Go. Four.
all right, Con. This is Isaiah 1 and verse 4. Sinful.
Wait. Read the first word. That's exactly. That's what he's saying.
Might as well
That's
say shit.
That's it. Shit. Damn.
Now, what is the ancient word? What is it?
You know? That's the Hebrew word for Barak.
That's how you say
Dong.
dong in
Dumb.
Hebrew.
Barak, yeah. Probably ain't there too. Well, it's in Ezekiel. Parash, yeah, it's in Ezekiel. Shit. See, I just, hey, read that again. Isaiah 1 and 4.
Con, this is Isaiah 1 and verse 4. Sinful nation.
Now you gotta say it like that. That's how it's written.
All right, Isaiah 1 and 4. Sinful nation,
There you go.
a people laden with iniquity.
Read it again.
This is Isaiah 1 and 4. Sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward.
And that's exactly what we're saying. You niggas, you blacks, you Spanish, you Native Americans, y'all are sinful. You know, you sinful deeds, you see the evildoers. God damn it, man. Shit, you ain't
Lord
shit.
is
This
basically
is what we're saying. That's how the prophets move, man. Okay? That's how the prophets move. All right? I just want to give that example. Okay? But I want to get one more scripture. No, I said two, but I'm going to get one. Let's get
Finish out that you didn't finish it.
okay, finish that verse.
I'm talking about Ecclesiastes 7:7.
Okay, finish that yeah.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
And that's what's wrong. This gift of McDonald's, cheeseburgers, French fries, what else do we have? The ramen noodles. Doritos,
Social media.
Social, Snapchat, Instagram. Well, Snapchat getting ready to die out. Watch. Facebook. And all these perks of this society is getting ready to die out, man.
The fact that those are perks.
Right, in fact, it's perk. To take a picture is a perk.
That's crazy.
Remember we just had the instant Polaroid to put it in the book? You know? That shit, that makes you want to exasperate. Okay? Right? But like it says, a gift destroys the heart. So your minds are basically destroyed because of the gift, the perks.
Goodies.
The goodies and distractions. Okay? So now let's get Romans 7. Romans 7. There. Romans 7. Where it says about either have a wife, these are we had.
That's Corinthians 7.
That's the first Corinthians 7. This is Corinthians 7.
This is I just started one.
What? Nah, I won't
get to the point.
About what they had about the time, the time. But you can start where it says, yeah. Missed the point, because this is the society we live in. The book's open. The gospel's open. The truth is out there. Videos has been up. And I'm going to tell you what, even if YouTube did take our videos down, you just go back to Daily Motion.
Yep. Daily Motion.
Daily Motion's still there. I know because I checked. Let me read it, brother. The daily motion's still there, man.
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and 29.
Uh-huh.
It says, but this I say, brethren, the time is short.
That's right, but the time is short now. The time is short, so you can talk. You're talking your shit, but the time is short. All right? You're coming against the men of the Lord, Vocab Malone and this madness. All right? But guess what? The time is short. Okay? Meaning that the understanding of what the Lord wants to give to you is only going to be around for us. We'll say limited time only. It's a limited time offer. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, verse 29, but this I say, brethren, the time is short, it remaineth, that both they that have wives be as though they had none.
Right, so being in the mentality of this woman could trip at any moment, or my kids could flip at any moment. Do what you got to do, but maintain your course in His Word, His gospel of teaching. Okay, go ahead.
It says, verse 30, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not.
Right, weeping meaning like, I mean, you know, you crying over bills, man, that shit ain't gonna matter to you. You know, you're weeping and crying about what you can't do in society, it's not gonna matter, so get over it. Okay, and it said those that rejoice, they that rejoice not. Because whatever you do have, you're gonna lose it. Basically, get over it already. We got a mission to accomplish. That's why when the disciples asked Yahweh Shai had they had anything to eat, he cuts them out and said, look, the meat that I have to eat, all right, is to do the will of the Heavenly Father. That's the point.
That's right.
That don't mean you know bomb though.
Right. It means what's the word? It means to batten down your hatches and get laser eyed and focused on what you need to be focused on. Okay, everything else is secondary. Right?
And they that buy as though they possess not, and they that use this world as not abusing it.
Right,
for
don't abuse it. Use it for as much as if you can get gold and silver, get gold and silver. If you can pay your bills, pay your rent, pay your mortgage.
Just be a simple Jake, man.
Yeah, just be a regular guy. Be a regular guy.
That's Philippians.
Okay? Be a regular guy.
It says, for the fashion of this world passeth away.
For the fashion of this world passeth away. Okay? So we're in that time that this world's getting ready to pass away. Alright? So understand that this truth understanding is only for so much. This platform is only for so much, so now that Yahweh trying to open the seals and give us understanding, let's do right by it, man. Let's do right by it. Okay? Grace is grace. Grace ain't forever. That's a lesson right there. Grace ain't forever. Okay? You stepping up or you got
brother.
All right, brother. I'm stepping out. I'm going to brother speak the word of fire. So, I just keep but now you started saying. Yeah, we get it.
This is Isaiah chapter 62, verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silent.
Who are the only ones making mention? It's the men that you see on the camera right now. The men that you see on the highways and byways. Throughout the week, you may see live stream videos. You may just see recorded videos because the subscribers is not enough for them to do a live stream and individuals that's a part of a whole camp. Started with GMS, first and foremost. But we are the watchmen. We are the watchmen that's watching over Israel. Watching over the souls of Israel that don't know they're Israels, but trying to search for the truth. They just stumbled across the video on YouTube of Daily Motions. Go ahead. And give Esau's matrix. We are the neos, so to speak.
And give him no rest till he established, until he make Jerusalem.
Till he make Jerusalem. Till he have it what? Established. Meaning America has been established since the what? Founding fathers of this nation. Which was a lie. Yeah, 1776, which is the independence, which they about to go into Independence Day in 2 weeks, the 4th of July, which is a damn lie. But the founding fathers, which are going to establish the kingdom of heaven, starting with Yahweh Shah, is starting with the elect, too, as well. The Lord's going to establish the kingdom of heaven through us, through the Spirit. Though it may not seem like it, you know, through the Spirit, but hey, the Lord said He gonna have the poor and needy to trod upon the rich that are living now. Go ahead.
Until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Till He make Jerusalem a praise in the earth, and we are going to be a praise in the earth. Somebody get I want to say Isaiah. Let me see, Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1.
Okay. Jeremiah chapter.
Because through this process, the Lord is going to make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Now, I just watched a video earlier about this cat named George Birdman. It's like if I got his last name mixed up. But he said everything that's established now in the modern day times is a byproduct of World War II. So, what bodies this society is based off war? Cellular phones. He mentioned the cellular phones.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a real good point.
Yeah, the cellular phones, Lord, I can put that video up. It was a device established or created in World War II for military purposes.
A lot of these cars, like
cars,
and things of that.
Range Rover, Jeeps, Mercedes,
highways,
canned foods. Yep.
What are those? MRE what? MREs.
TV dinners and shit. Yeah, movies.
Yeah.
Going to the movies with your chick and family, you think that's the way of life. It's not really. It's not to make you happy. It's to really get you informed. But if you ain't informed, then you really a sheep to the slaughter.
Nah, that's true.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51 and 1. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind."
Yeah, the Lord's going to rise up a destroying wind. And you got spies out here amongst Americans too as well in this society. They're bringing back intel to the government, which they don't really need anyway, because they're really being financed by the Rothschilds and bankers. Really, they moves is based off the strategic of the financial and really how much power they got. That's all it is. It's just a power tension war, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? That's what's finna draw this World War into fruition, so to speak, manifesting. So that wind is talking about in that first verse, it's talking about the nuclear war weapons that they're going to use in this world war. Because one thing that he mentioned in that seminar, like I mentioned, this cat George, on how the event, everything that's body around military devices, the creations of it, and the beneficiary of it is because of war. Go ahead.
It says verse 2, and I verse 2, "And I will send upon Babylon fanners, and that shall fan her, and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about."
Yeah, no fanners is that nuclear war. It's going to clean America out, man. You see all these establishments, these buildings, high rises, casinos, Staples Center. All of these things are part of Esau's, I would say, money game. It helps him to fuel his agenda, which is the New World Order. But it's not going to happen. Those that eat bread with America, which are Japan, South Korea, and these other nations that are claiming that they're allies of America, they are turning on them. Even China, that's doing a trade deal with America. They're going to trade on America as well. I mean, which they are already trading on America blatantly, but it's going to be time where they're going to send the nukes over here. You got it.
It says, again, verse 2, it says, and I will send unto Babylon fanners. I want to get that word fanners, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
The word fanners is war, which means, that's how you know the scriptures talk about other nations too. It says to be strange, be a stranger, to become estranged. So when it says when I'll send on Babylon fanners, it's like the other nations sending the nuclear arsenal. It says that shall fan her. I'm gonna get the word fan. Salakia. The word fan is zara, which means to scatter. Okay? And also when you think about the nuclear, to start a fire, right? Just thinking about the literal word like a fan. A fan produces what? Wind or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you start a fire, you have your chips of wood or whatever, you light it, you know, you burn it, but what do you blow? You blow oxygen on it, which is a form of like a fan. Because when a fan spins, you feel that air coming to it. And fire needs the air or whatnot, and oxygen to ignite. It's the same thing these other nations are gonna do. They're gonna toss their nuclear weapons over here, okay? And they gonna blow on America so that fire can ignite even more and more.
Yeah, because like when you use like a fire extinguisher, they say if you take like, you know, they have you taking like OSHA class and all that bullshit. If you use a fire extinguisher, you don't. They say to not extinguish it directly on the fire. What you want to do is pour it on the outside of the fire to dehydrate the fire. But like you said, the oxygen in the fire, that's what keeps the fire actually growing and growing. The elements plus the oxygen, that's what complements the growth of the fire.
Exactly.
You know, and you see those ancient world. You'll see in the ancient world they would have those fans push, and it'd be triangular.
Yep.
And that's what actually would help that fire grow. And those nations, they're going to actually partake in the blowing up of the river.
That's why you see over in California when they have the forest fires, so like that. When the airplanes or helicopters come, of course they dump water, but they'll dump sand over it too to suppress what? To suffocate the fire from the oxygen. I'll keep reading. It says, against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth.
Let the archer bend his bow. He that letteth will let. So the Lord is going to allow these nations to bend their bow, meaning they're going to allow them to shoot missiles over here. Which that's a good thing for us. Kudos for us, because we're still living in captivity under our oppressors. Though we may have a job and pension, so to speak, with whatever knowledge the Lord gave us to allow us to maneuver through this society, but at the same time, we're still oppressed. In the spirit, we've tried to send our people being down and shot in the streets, etc., etc. So the Lord's going to let these nations shoot their arrow, which we wish we could have, but our warfare is not carnal. It's going to be it's spiritual. Go ahead.
That's right. It says, against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigadine, the water, and spare ye not her young men.
Spare ye not. So the Lord's not going to spare you damn Edomites and you other nations that are mixed in with the American army and military and jakes too. They want to go off and fight for your enemy. Go ahead.
It says, spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host.
Yeah, so the Lord's going to destroy all the army hosts that's going over there to fight for America. Go ahead. October chapter 14.
Yeah, and you look at the federal budget, majority of the money goes towards the military. That's right. It's military arms, equipment, tanks. You know, you have the different branches.
Intelligence.
Military intelligence, because you got the different branches of the government. You know, you have the naval, which is of course the Navy. You have the Army. You have Air Force. All these different branches, they're gonna get busy, man. And just like Russia has its Air Force. Russia has a Navy. Russia has an Army. So not only is there gonna be an aquatic war, There's going to be wars on the land. There's going to be wars in the air. And the scripture tells you the same thing. It tells you how it's going to be a war where Yahweh Shah is going to fight these different military men in the air. There's going to be there's going to be a fight on earth. You know, it speaks about even the Lord actually has aquatic animals that actually he could use to actually weaponize the fight in this war too.
The Navy side of it.
Yeah, the Navy side of it.
Okay. That's great.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 14, and I'm going to start from the top. So Tobit made an end of praising Yahweh, and he was 50 years old when he lost his sight, which was restored to him after 8 years. And he gave alms, and he increased.
That's by way of the Lord's mercy too, that he received the sight again. He heard. He was a fish guy.
And he increased in fear of the Lord Yahweh and praised him. And when he was very aged, he called his son, and the sixth son of his son said to him, "My son, take thy children, for behold, I am aged, and I am ready to depart out of this life. Go into Media, my son, for I surely believe those things which Jonas the prophet spake of Nineveh, that it shall be overthrown, and that for a time."
Right, in that time, Nineveh was part of the Syrian Empire, one of the great cities in the Syrian Empire. Shalmaneser and the other kings that was ruling in their time, they was really known in their world. They was giants, just like Trump is a giant in his world. Just like Putin and the Rothschilds, the bankers, the shadow government, they are giants in this time. It's like in that time. And in this time, it's really reflection on how we're living in this time. Because in this time, you still have the prophets prophesying the downfall of this great kingdom, which Nineveh was a great kingdom in that time, was Jonah, one of the prophets that was prophesying in this time, and Nineveh too. I mean, it's like a Tobit. Prophesying in Nineveh downfall. Tobias.
And how many? I was gonna say, how many individuals would actually believe that Assyria would have fell in that time? Nobody. And we was in Assyria, which the prophets are subject to the prophets, and we was in Assyria telling you, hey, look, Assyria's finna fall soon, man. Right. This kingdom that you know, like what? You don't see all this commerce, you don't see all this money in circulation. We at the height of all nations. This place ain't going nowhere for another 4,000 or 5,000 years. Right. A couple years later, it fell, man.
Right, that's why Jonah was like, look, Lord, I know you sent me on this mission, but I'm about to go and do my business with the merchants over here. Because I know you, whatever your will is to do it, it's going to happen, but I know you ain't going to do nothing at this time because I feel it. That's what kind of spirit what Jonah was in slightly, because we're all Jake. Go ahead. But it still fell.
That's right.
And Jonah went through that hell because the Lord sent him through that hell because he told me to send out his word. It goes to show you too that if you were called through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shah, don't neglect your office.
And that it shall be overthrown, and that for a time peace shall be in Media, and that our brethren shall lie scattered in the earth from the good land, and Jerusalem shall be desolate, and the house of Yahweh, and it shall be burned.
Yeah, because you had Jake over there too, and Nineveh, living it up. Really, Jonah was sent over there, even though Assyrian ruled that empire, was sent over there to talk to Jake.
Yeah.
And you know, through them other kingdoms, Assyrian and like in the time of Esther, they still let us rule and build up the temple, and sort of by way, but we still had to pay tribute to those kings. So the Lord knew what he was doing when he says in the book of Jonah that he sent Jonah over there to prophesy, and the king fasted. What king fasted? It had to be Jake. Now, okay, it didn't say the name of the king that fasted, but the king that was ruling over our people and who the Lord was going to punish.
Somebody during the time of Assyria?
Right.
Well, you had kings that fasted.
Cyrus, what you call it? Cyrus.
Yes,
He listened to the Lord. He was the Lord anointed.
Well, fasting isn't.
Yeah,
fasting isn't Israelite thing only, so to speak.
It's right.
Yes, it's very common amongst other nations. You know, He might have forbade. He might not have did a full fast. He might have, you know, but it's not just the Israelite thing. It's known all over to have benefits, you know. And during the time of Esther, that was when we was building the temple. That was the Persians and the Medes.
And and the time of Esther too, I think Artaxerxes, he respected Esther and the day of Peru.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the day where we was going against our enemies, and the Lord helped us to triumph over our enemies. It's the same way in this time.
I got something real quick on that. This is the account. This is Jonah 3, and I started 6, and it says, "For word came unto the king of Nineveh, and he rose from his throne, and he laid down his robe for him, and he covered him with sackcloth and sat in ashes, and he caused it to be proclaimed and published throughout Nineveh by the decree of the king and of his nobles, saying, let neither man nor beast, herd nor flock taste anything, let them not feed nor drink water." So it was like you said, it was a Day of Atonement type of fast. "But let man and beast be covered with sackcloth and cry mightily unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Yea, let them turn everyone from his evil way and from the violence that is in their hands. Who can tell if the Most High will turn and repent and turn away from his fierce anger, that we perish not?"
Right.
And Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai saw their works, and they turned from their evil way, and Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai repented of the evil that he had made, said that he would not do unto them, and he did it not.
Yeah, and that was before Nineveh got destroyed as a whole within this chapter that the brother is reading from. So the Lord even saved the remnant out of Nineveh before it got destroyed. Go ahead.
I'll bring some. There's just a little bit of information behind Nineveh.
Okay, come.
Okay, this is just under Nineveh, because just like I was speaking about how you would think that this kingdom wouldn't have fell at the time, but this is under Nineveh. It says, "It was the largest city in the world for some 50 years until the year 612 BC, when after a bitter period of civil war in Syria, it was sacked by a coalition of its former subjects people." Oh wow. "The Babylonians, Medes, Chaldeans, Persians, Scythians, and Cameroons. Its ruins are across the river from the modern-day major city of Mosul in the Nineveh government of Iraq."
Right, and that was a dream that Nebuchadnezzar had. You know, the Syrian Empire been taken, even though it's way after the fact, because Nebuchadnezzar was after the kingdom of the Syrian Empire, but like the brother read, it was part of the allies of the enemies of the Syrian that took the Syrian, which one of the cities of Syria was Nineveh, down, cast them down. Go ahead out.
Oh, that's man.
Okay. Because we didn't have no power in that sense. We was important.
Yep.
We was just tributaries of our city. What?
"And Jerusalem shall be desolate, and the house of the Most High, and it shall be burned, and shall be desolate for a time. And that again Yahweh will have mercy on them, and bring them again into the land where they shall build a temple, but not like to the first, until the time of the age be fulfilled. And afterward they shall return from all places of their captivity, and build up Jerusalem gloriously. And the house of the Lord of the Most High shall be built in it forever with a glorious building, as the prophets have spoken thereof."
Yeah, that's when Yahweh Shah came. And that's the temple building right now. We're building that spiritual temple.
Right.
As the Lord said, Paul spoke it, "Are ye not the temple of the Most High?" So we are the temple of the Most High. I mean, we're the body of Mashiach, the body of so-called Christ. You know, that's about to get this big reward that the scripture is speaking about. It's only for Israel. It's not for no other nation. Just like the other temple that was built in the time of Zerubbabel, the time of Ezra, And we stood, we built the temple with and walls and city with swords on our hands, on our sides. The same way as this, but we got a spiritual sword on our side. And we're just speaking it like, look, you're not part of the nation of Israel. That's it. That's the slicing of the sword to the other nation.
And you had lazy ass niggas that didn't want to build. It spoke about, if I'm not mistaken, in Nehemiah 3 and 5, it said the Tekoites had to do double duty because the elders at that time they didn't really want to put in work. So even Jake during that time, you know, when they was in captivity, they got comfortable with it. Let me see if I can find that account real fast. Yeah, this is Nehemiah 3 and 5. And next unto them the Tekoites repaired, but their nobles put not their necks to the work of the Lord. Yeah, so you had fucking niggas, man. And this was the different parts of the temple that was reconstructed, and you had certain men that was proud, man. Old niggas. And you see today, you see these old heads, they'll see what we doing, they see we built, and they don't want no parts of it because they gotta, you know, go to church on Sunday, they women telling them what to do, and they stubborn as all hell, you know? All the way back then, the same spirit.
Oh, those Jakes. Nobles, right?
The nobles.
Hey, well, that's just like a nigga with money. Nigga with money don't want to do nothing.
All those Jakes that came out a few months ago, somebody they go back to before Abba Bivens.
Oh, yeah, right.
And everybody's like, we don't know who the hell you are.
Right.
Where's your works at? You go all the way that far back, nobody know you. You ain't no elder than me.
And the word noble means to know. You know, and the Tekoites, so they had to do double duty. They had to do the work of their layout, and they had to do the work that the nobles at that time was supposed to do too. So even us covering the ground of the spirit, we got to put in a lot of work. We got to put in the work for a whole nation, man. That's why it says to go that much harder. You know, because we're going to get that big of a reward, you know.
So he said the labors are few, but the harvest is plenty. Pray for that they just going to this spirit project. This is the Lord project, and he laid a blueprint down from the beginning. That's why the elect is sealed from the beginning, before the beginning. Go ahead.
This is Tobit, chapter 14, verse 6. And all nations shall turn and fear the Lord truly, and shall bury their idols.
Right. So it ain't gonna be no more American idols. Like Anita, but you had a lot of idols too. You had a lot of idols, yeah. And they was worshiping. Even Jonah got depressed, man. Was like, Lord, why you send me over here? And you know what they gonna do. I even know what they gonna do because I'm down here. I'm down in the mud with these people. I already know their hearts, Lord. Like, how much more? Like, you sent me on a mission, we gonna do it. It's like, Lord, you know. But the Lord was like, nah, you know, I sent you over there for my reasons.
You know what's funny? The spiritual too, because Jonah goes back to the Hebrew word Yawana, which means dove, and he went to the land of fish. That word Nineveh, I just looked it up. It means really the house of fish. So he was going there to really catch. You know, what is a dove or most birds actually go and catch? They catch fish to eat, man. But it wasn't really none worthy. He knew that was a unworthy civilization, so to speak.
Right. He knew it funny thing.
He sat on the side of the mountain, had his
That's why he wanted to go make his dough. You know, get on the boat and go to Tarshish,
which is Spain,
city of merchants, and trade. So he eat good that night. He wanted to chill. Yeah, he wanted to be a prophet.
He wanted to chill out.
He wanted to be a prophet. Right. So I mean, some Jake's got a business, some Jake got money, coming to the truth, and then the Lord called you to be a prophet.
Yeah, but the Lord put him through that hell too as well.
He put him through that ringer.
Yeah,
well,
the fish.
That's the point, 'cause he didn't want to be a prophet, but he had to do what the Lord wanted him to do.
And he was still hard-headed, kind of. Well, I wouldn't say hard-headed, but their mindset was like, yeah, because he got prayed for like 2 days. If you got after the fact, a day.
If you gotta get gobbled by a fish, man,
and still didn't pray.
You hard-headed hell, man.
He snapped his blanket and sat on the side of the hill. He was like, man, I'm waiting, man. Lord destroyed them on the cows.
Yeah. He knew about Job too, about the spirit world and all that.
I got a precept of Jonah too. He has something.
And you need to get where he actually saw the downfall of it, and then at the end of 14.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, it's at the end of October.
Yeah. Really going. No. Keep reading.
Start at like verse 10.
Yeah.
You want to get where he saw the downfall?
Where we start at?
Okay, start.
Well, start. But the point is that we're getting on is like how Jonah and other prophets prophesied about Nineveh, which was a great city, and how if you would have lived in that time, you would have thought of the same thing, that Nineveh wasn't going to go down probably until this time. That's how we're thinking. We're thinking like, well, you know, some brothers coming to the truth. But even men that been in the truth is like, Lord, how long? You know what I'm saying? Another 5 years, another 10 years.
It's just like the apostles today thought 2000 was it.
Yeah.
20 years later. You know what I'm saying?
It's
20
still,
years later. It's still here. It's still here with an abundant amount of fruit added to it.
Right.
It's still here.
And a lot of revelations coming about the scriptures that they're, you know, putting out, that are listed in the scriptures they're putting out, but at the same time, it's like, Lord, we're still here.
This is verse 10. And buried me deceitly, and thy mother with me, but tarry no longer in Nineveh. Remember my son, how Ammon handled Artaxias that brought him up, Acharis, like it, that brought him up, how out of light he brought him into darkness, and how he rewarded him again. Yet, it says, yet Acharis was saved, but the other had his reward, for he went down into darkness. Manasseh gave alms and escaped the snares of death which they had set for him, but Ammon fell into the snare and perished. Wherefore now, my son, consider what alms doeth, and how righteousness doeth deliver. When he had said these things, he gave up the ghost in the bed, being 108 and 50 years old, and he buried him honorably.
As Tobit spoke about keeping the faith, and how righteous men before him, before he died, how the Lord took care of him. And that's the same way in these times, how the prophets of these times, like started with Apostle Hart speaking about, you know, Abba Bivens, King Mashah, High Priest Ariah, so on and so forth. In these times, how they established the truth, how they kept on pushing, and how they got the mysteries and knowledge from them, and how they're displaying it amongst us. That's how Tobit displayed it to his son. Right? Because these times are coming, man. It's coming.
And when Anna, his mother, was dead, he buried her with his father. But Tobias departed with Tobias, departed with his wife and children to Ecbatane to Rugoa, his father-in-law.
If I'm not mistaken, that was a major city. I say Ecbatane, I think. Ecbatane.
But hey, you see, what Tobit told Tobias before he passed, he said, "Get the hell out of Nineveh." Right. Because Tobit, he understood the prophet of Jonah, because this is after Jonah. Right. Jonah was gone and passed away. That's kind of what I wanted to get the historical setting of it.
Yeah, because the verse is going to hop in before we skip to 10, but you know, skip to 10. But that was basically what you were saying. But like you're saying, like right now, we, you know, certain brothers don't have the rights to passports. Plus, Esau is written laws to no-fly lists, so brothers can't get on the no-fly list because of content of YouTube videos or being an extremist to the FBI or something like that, or Project Megiddo.
They don't make it where we don't have to. You know, you got Jake to go to Israel. Nah, you ain't going nowhere, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's all good because we already spiritually have a passport to spiritually depart according to Micah. We're already up out of this thing. We got on that flight real quick. So we already out of here.
Where he became old with honor and buried his father-in-law and mother-in-law honorably, and he inherited their substance, and his father Tobit. And he died at Ecbatane in Media, being 107 and 20 years old. But before he died, he heard of the destruction of Nineveh, which was taken to Nebuchadnezzar and Assyria.
But in this same sentence that how it describes the great destruction of Nineveh, the scripture is going to be fulfilled how Yahweh Shai treaded upon his enemies like a vineyard. It's going to be Yahweh Shai instead of Nebuchadnezzar.
I think that's assurance right there.
Oh, assurance.
Yeah, assurance.
Oh,
yeah.
Because yeah, but right here. That was verse 15 is like 605. That was during the Battle of Carshon.
Because he read about the allies that went against Nineveh at that time too. That was one of the allies.
I gotta look that up.
It says, but before he died, he heard the destructions of Nineveh.
some more on that?
Yeah.
And before his death, he rejoiced over Nineveh.
Right, he rejoiced over it. So, Lord willing, we can rejoice in the chariots. When we get beamed up in the chariots.
Sure.
That's how the Lord gonna have it to where the elect.
And that's so you didn't hate it, Nineveh. You know, these different, like we just read about, I just read it on Wikipedia, Nineveh was a major city. And you know they had a lot of supplies. Since they took down the Babylonians, they took down the Persians, the Medes, or they was ruling over these nations at that time, they had reaped all the benefits that came with those kingdoms, which was resources, food supply. That's why you go to Atlanta, you got all these different supply chains, man. And you got good, good prices, so to speak. You got different textured clothing from China and all these different places because America rules over the whole world. That's right. So the same thing was going on in Nineveh, but the prophets, they wasn't enjoying that spot, man. That wasn't an area of peace where they could go clubbing and find some bad.
Well, hell, Tobit had to bury Jake on the day of the high holy days. Before he had to eat his meal, he couldn't even enjoy his meal. You know, his sacrifice to the Lord on a high holy day. Yeah. And the angel Raphael saw that.
Yep.
He was like, look, we seen you when you was making sacrifice to the Lord by neglecting the soul from being satisfied on the Lord's high holy day, going to bury your brother. Then he got blind for doing that righteous act. That's how brothers are doing in these times.
That's great. I got a little something. Just going on more on Nineveh, just to get the inception of it and just a little bit more information about it. This is Genesis chapter 10. I start at verse 10. It says, in the beginning of his kingdom, and this is speaking about Nimrod, was Babel and Erech and Akkad and Calneh in the land of Shinar. Verse 11, out of the land went forth Ashur and builded Nineveh.
Yeah.
And in the city of Rehoboth and Calah, so that Nineveh been prospering for a smooth minute.
Hey, you can read that part over, that verse? That's heavy.
This is Genesis chapter 10 and 11. It says, out of the land went forth Ashur.
Yep.
And this is not to get this Ashur mixed up with the actual Shem, the Shemites of Ashur, which is in Shem's descent. You know, they use multiple names. It says, builded Nineveh in the city of Rehoboth.
Oh, the verse before.
Verse 10. This is verse 10, Genesis 10 and 10. In the beginning of his kingdom, his is Nimrod, was Babel.
Yeah, Babel, which we know is ancient Babylon. They created the Tower of Babel. That's historically accurate, so to speak. Keep on.
It says an Erech.
Erech, keep on.
Then a cave.
A cave, that's where you get the the brothers ever heard of the Akkadian Empire. But that's a very, very important prehistoric, I was about to say prehistoric empire, but an ancient empire even before Syria and all these major, that was a big empire, man. That was very, very impactful. The Akkadians, I actually have something on it, but I'm not going to really go into it. But yeah, the Akkadian Empire, keep going.
It's Calneh.
Calneh, keep going.
And the land of Shinar.
Yeah, Shinar, the land of Shinar. That's really where civilization and really the first empires were really started. That's why we go into how history really started. The main cusp of history started in Mesopotamia. The whole systems of transportation and commerce. It was very, very big. The standard of money and all these things. Because you got to remember at that time, what us as Shemites, dealing with Noah and these different men, at that time they were really herdsmen. They wasn't really so-called dominate.
They weren't warriors.
They weren't warriors. They weren't dominating kingdoms. So the first emperors or empires, that's really the first empire that ever started on the face of the world. And you could actually research that historically.
If I may say, I know the priest when he was priest Uzziah when he was preaching, he brought out Isaiah 11, and it tells you where a lot of us should come out of, and one of them was the land of Shinar. That's how you know it was like a hub. It was like a big prominent area. Yep. Where did Jake live nowadays? In the urban areas.
Urban, yeah.
Where it's a lot of shit going on. You see what I'm saying?
It was going down in those areas.
Yep, going down in the area. I just wanted to get some more information too, if you don't mind. On Nineveh. And Jonah, he was preaching during the time, just to get a time. You can read about Jonah in 2 Kings 14. I think the king ruling in 2 Kings 14 was Amariah, I want to say, or something like that, if you find that. But I think it's 2 Kings 14 in like 20-something, like 25, you can read about Jonah. And it tells you when he was prophesying. That was about like 740. But when you read the book of Jonah, that was like 790 BC. That's how you know Tobit came after Jonah. Right. So it says Nineveh, it says an ancient this is the King James Study Bible, 2nd edition. I highly advise y'all to copy this. This is Nineveh, it says the ancient capital city of Assyrian Empire was founded by Nimrod, what we just read in Genesis 10. It says, but it's best known in the Bible as a place associated with Jonah's ministry, of course. Several centuries before Jonah's preaching mission to the city, Nineveh became one of the Assyrian Empire to set the became one of the royal residences of the Syrian king. So that was like the White House.
Yeah.
That was like the Washington D.C. for the Assyrians. When you read about 2 Kings 17 with Hoshea, with Shalmaneser. Shalmaneser was chilling up in Nineveh, man.
Yeah.
Living lavish.
That was a major city, man.
It's a major port hub. Well, not like a hub.
But
So
you'll see, in today's time, you'll look at that like Nineveh. Who gives a damn? What brother's going to Nineveh? It's big like America. It's just as important. Like if in years to pass, so to speak, in the kingdom of heaven, and we read about America. That's gonna be big history, man. Because it shows where you came from. It shows you all the the house of idols, the house of evil spirits, the house of commerce, all these different things where they sprang out of. And America took their inspiration because these American leaders, they studied Assyrian history to construct these metropolises, these major areas, these urban and suburban areas, after the same model that occurred in those different kingdoms. Like that.
even then, after the brother read in Genesis, even after Genesis 11, when the Tower of Babel was taken down, you had Egypt to rule after them in the time of Essex.
Yeah.
And that was the greatest power after the Assyrian Empire that ruled. Even though Nineveh was still one of the primary cities, but where really Babylon was one of the primary cities, you had other kingdoms that ruled along with that.
It was like the Egyptians, then came the Assyrians.
Right.
Because when you read in 2nd Chronicles, like 35 and 36, the Battle of Megiddo, the Battle of Carchemish, Egypt and Assyria clicked up with each other to go fight against this new prominent kingdom coming up, which was Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonian Empire. That's what he's talking about. That's why he brought out Tobit. The last verse of Tobit was the downfall of Nineveh.
And we see the same click up today. We see EU, NATO. We see BRIC nations coming together because they're gonna clash just like back then.
That's the spirit.
We'll clash against America.
That's what's that? There's nothing new under the sun. World War I, World War II. What do we have? World War I was like the
First, the beginning of 20th century.
Well, yeah, I was speaking about like the forces that were the Axis and Allies.
Oh, yeah.
And
Ottoman Turks.
it was the
Germany.
no, what was the World War II was Axis and Allies. World War I was I forgot what World War I was. And then you got this one coming up, which is like quote unquote America versus the BRICS. You see what I'm saying? That's what's gonna be World War III. You see?
Yeah, because the conclusion of World War I was the fall of Turkey.
Yep, was the fall of the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, the Ottoman Empire. I'm just gonna read that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you always had Axis and Allies, the two opposing sides.
Yeah, but like they're literally named.
Oh, okay.
Axis, which was like the Nazis, and the Allies, which was France, all that shit. America.
The Allies was France, British Empire, Russia, Serbia, Belgium, Montenegro. This is World War I.
Okay, come on.
Japan, Italy, U.S., Romania, Portugal, so on and so forth. There's a lot. But the central powers were German Empire, Austria-Hungary, Ottoman Empire, and Bulgaria.
And then, okay, so World War I was allied in the Central Powers. And World War II is the Axis and Allies. And then this one's gonna be the BRICS.
Yeah.
In the EU or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be goddamn
It's gonna be-
America.
it's gonna be-
It's gonna be everybody versus America and
Yeah,
Israel. America versus the world.
But just to get back to that Toby, it's like Tobias got to see the end of Nineveh. That was their America during that time.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when we, Lord willing, when we get on a chariot and look through the glass, that's gonna be our Nineveh during this time.
That's right.
Like, oh,
Same thing.
shit. That's what Job was saying. Though this body decay with flesh and worms, I should see my redeemer. And I shall see the destruction of this bitch too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, at the time of
Demon
darkness.
Yahweh.
Go ahead, in the land of darkness. Go ahead.
This is Revelations 18, and I'm gonna start at the top. It says, "After these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitations of devils, and the whole."
Habitation of devils talk about these wild beasts that's going to be dwelling in America after America is annihilated. It's going to be desert animals. Go ahead. Like Tasman and the devils and
And the whole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean, hateful bird. For all nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with
at
her.
the summit meetings, at the UN meetings, all the nations are drinking of their wine, which is democracy and other peace treaties that are with America, which is Babylon the Great. But it's not going to work. Go ahead.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Yeah, and you can see that on YouTube or anywhere. Just type in merchants on how they live. Go ahead. Because the merchants, they're really eating. The merchants, not only through Wall Street, but the merchants are the bankers.
They sell merchandise.
Yeah, they sell merchandise like Shark Tanks and all of them.
Producers.
Yeah, producers of what the consumers need. Go ahead.
This is Revelation 18 to 15. The merchants of these things were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. I just want to bring that up. Let's talk about the merchants.
Yeah,
they got rich on the boat.
Yeah, and that's what's gonna happen, man. Like in the time of need.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people."
Yeah, and that's the point that I want to draw to. In these times where turmoil is about to pop off, man, anytime like these economics and these alternative news, people be saying like, time is now, man. They even saw them be saying like they waking up the next day surprised that everything ain't collapsed right about now. But it's time for you, Jake, to wake up. So to Romans chapter 13, verse 11. So with that, give all praise. We're gonna give all praise and honor glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Quan the elect. Shalom.